Hello, welcome back, guys. We got everything sorted. They're all back in the server. We've got it underway. Hopefully, we have no more issues plaguing us throughout this grand final run. Like I said earlier, I am BluePanda, joined here by Cthulhu for Orgless versus Skyfire. We're hitting map 1. We've already had the bans for the operators. Let's get into it finally.
Now, finally, we can get to see the first round. Didn't really have initially a whole lot of things to really analyze, but now Hookah Lounge and Billiards, this is going to be a huge one. Given that Flux Zeus again hasn't picked the op. No, okay, good. We're getting further than we did before, so that is already some progress. And well, unfortunately for that, there is going to be a 6 pick onto a sledge.
We got to see a little bit of something. We know for a fact that Jigsaw is in fact warmed up. He one-tap sequence before we got the ready host underway. So he's hitting those headshots already, which will be a good thing to see, getting things started. But obviously, yeah, heading to Hookah Lounge Billiards to start things off. Pretty standard bomb site, pretty standard setup from the looks of things on the defense. Now they've got smoke, they've got a dock though. That was the thing we were talking about. Echo as well was left available. So Yokai Drone's going to be playing a big role here in the defense of this round.
Oh yeah, the Yokai drones, the long-range ACOGs. Yeah, there's going to be pretty much all of the utilities there for the defense. All the basic stuff is ready. We do also have the poll for when we asked you, the community, as to who will win here. How are we looking on that?
I mean, you look at the poll, it was pretty close. The last time I checked, it was 53 to 47 in favor of Skyfire. So the fans showing up big there for the boys here. Oh, sorry, no, it's changed. 52 to 48. So it's getting even closer.
Even closer,
62 votes. So, I mean, it's a best of 5. It's Smacker who's looking to open things up. He's gone for the run out with the Echo. He gets up. No, he's just a second too early. Not going to find anything with the MP5 SD in hand. So we'll just return it back inside. There was someone there. There was an attacker about to enter that position. Sequence as well. Going to be playing from the service entrance there. Prone at the bottom of the barricade.
If his position is going to get called out, and the sequence is that is, he can get pretty much totaled there.
Oh, yeah, like wiped off the face of the planet. But that is not the case. It was that southwestern sport over by the ruins. Orgless are opening up that door into Aqua as well. Archie has already been tagged up pretty heavily here for Skyfire. Geo is pushing into luggage. We'll throw out those stingers as well, trying to cut off the roam, which we know for a fact Skyfire play rather well into. They've got control of Aqua right now, establishing themselves as best they can. Now it is really up to who can get in, put that diffuser down, and they're going to be looking to set that one up. They know there are players off-site for sure, as Archie trying to make something happen through the drone hole. We'll catch the ankles of Flux Zeus there a little bit. So a bit of damage going in favor of them. Archie, who was tagged up rather early, was hit with the stim pistol, so he's going to be sitting pretty as it is at the moment. But it's all up to the drone game. Dinkle is going to be on that long rotate over in VIP lanes, playing the horizontal game, I suppose, on the opposite side of the map. And it's a very tentative game at the moment. Both teams eagerly waiting, trying to find some sort of opening frag.
Yeah, right now it's pretty much just a game of waiting, really. There's still, I believe, the dock that is playing around the reception, but who won't be actually contested in any shape or form by Sequence there. Actually, matter of fact, Sequence did already fall back to this side, and the grenade will be downing Echo, but thankfully the dock stims will be there to fill him back up. So we're back to a 5v5. Damage has been dealt out, and next time the Echo will catch an explosion into his face, he will be pretty much down and out. But for now, it's looking fairly good. There's the first frag coming out from Sequence. The action is coming in. Action is coming in real fast right now as the smoke bolts are coming out. Damage is being dealt a whole lot. Jigsaw is the one to open up, as well as Kubrian, and well, this is all looking well and over for Orgless, really.
Skyfire's defense is looking spectacular already. Tracy Smacker finds Dinkle. They haven't lost a single member yet. They're finding one. It's going to be Cairo pushing aggressively towards the south end of the south hallway. He swings wide. Skyfire open things up with a flawless round.
Flawless round, that is a solid performance already. Like you mentioned before, they were, well, you could say, told off and told to really get their try-hard pennies on. But then it certainly looks like that is exactly what happened there. The boys were able to really perform there, but big question here is, well, actually, there's few questions still there. One of them is, can Skyfire continue their run here? And the other one is, can Orgless kind of return on their momentum?
We'll see how it goes, but after starting around that way, not losing a single member, was a pretty spectacular performance. We are going to be heading downstairs to kitchen this time. Bit of a change up in the operators. There was a Monty hovered, but will be the 6th pick out for the sledge. Mozzie was hovered, but will be 6th picked out for a pulse. A pretty spectacular operator on a map like Coastline. They've continued to run with that echo as well. Yokai drones are so impactful in stopping that diffuser going down, but it's a first floor bomb site now. They've taken the first round win in a pretty commanding fashion. Skyfire, yeah, it seems like they're listening to what their manager's been saying.
I mean, that's exactly what you want as well. The manager's keeping the whole of the team in check, just making sure that all of them are on board, just being ready for everything. So far, maybe for Orgless, these few rounds are going to be maybe those warm-up ones where they just need to figure out how things are going to be going for them, where are they going to try to perform really here. So we'll see how things will work out here, as did have, I believe, a couple of the technical issues for Flux Zeus again. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that man will be able to get back to performing.
Well, he's on the move. He's got the sledgehammer in hand, so hopefully we aren't having to see any sort of shenanigans. Sequence, though, in main lobby. That door is wide open. Flashes are coming in. He's behind the reception desk there. We'll just duck back down. He stands up, looks for something. Cairo, not even landing a single shot. Return spray going out, takes him down to below half. He's got to hide behind the Lamborghini. He's got to run. Flash did go out, and Cairo just escaping by the skin of his teeth.
That could have been really scary there for Cairo, but thankfully for him, he was able to return back. Some fire has been returned, and actually Cairo is down now. So that is quite an unfortunate for him. See if things will be able to take a turn there for the better for the Orgless player, as right now it seems that Orgless are looking like they completely toothless here.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be the case. They took that opening duel. I don't even see there being a way that they can get Cairo picked up. He was all on his own. He was on the opposite side of the map to the rest of his team. So he's basically just stuck there to bleed out, and they're not going to have those ex-Cairos available anymore. So no hard breach left for Orgless at the moment. Flux is playing from Aqua. Jigsaw, though, at the end of that hallway by luggage, could look for the swing and pick up a frag there off the back of it. Flux didn't see anything yet. Geo actually will open things up with a frag on a sequence. Swinging wide, it's going to be Flux. He finds Jigsaw as well. So what looked like a pretty big pickup in the form of Cairo, he does get picked up as well by Geo. It's Maka, though, looking to respond here for Skyfire at the moment, bringing it back to a 4 versus 3. He's low. Going to be holding up in Master Bedroom as well. Matthias playing from Hall of Fame. Does he swing? Does he see the echo there? Will he get anything? Stand up comes out of Smacker. He loses that trade. Brian dropped as well by the incredibly low Hibana. It's going to be all up to Archie at the moment. We've seen him pick up some big frags with that SMG-11. So it'll be interesting to see if he can look to translate that now. Here's those barricades being shot up, and he's got to reposition. He's got to put themselves in a spot where he can take these trades one by one, because as soon as the crossfire is established, it's not a fight you're going to be winning.
Yeah, the funny thing is, to me, is the fact that the moment I started calling that Orgless are looking toothless, instantly they started fragging out. I mean, already for Archie, things are not looking also pretty here. 1v3 situation. Cairo is down to quite a low health, and next time he will get down from those body shots, he will be dying. He won't be going into down but not out state. So there's at least that redeeming part. So apart from that, really, post-plant situation, time is ticking against him, which will be forcing him to move even faster, and that is already an issue here.
Yeah, there's 30 seconds left on the defuser. It is down below. He went to try and set up that vertical play, but unfortunately it was just a second too late. Didn't have the line of sight onto where the diffuser was going down. He's going to drop in a main lobby, SMG-11 in hand. It'll be the swing out from behind the reception desk to secure by the dock in the hands of Sequence, actually finishing it up for them with a win.
Yeah, I mean, solid beginning, back to 1-1 scoreline. Nicely done there by Orgless to make a swift return, as initial momentum was definitely quite lacking there, given that Skyfire were bringing in all of the heat, all of the guns. So yeah, it's promising to have a really nice matchup here between the two teams. Best of 5. I mean,
Yeah,
probably further.
it's gonna be a long series regardless.
Yeah.
Minimum of 3 maps, which is usually the maximum we see in the earlier stages of this tournament. We are getting into round 3. It's gonna be kitchen again. So Skyfire obviously read this bomb site, or rate it rather well, and are willing to go back there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sequence maybe not contest that main lobby doorway and look to play a little bit more passive. Because yes, as much as he got the early down, it really wasn't translated at all. They had no way to confirm that kill, and it was just an investment for no real return.
Yeah, the way how I can see why they will be playing certain ways and like certain aggression, but yeah, with the fact that they weren't really able to find any closures on a whole bunch of those kills, definitely says quite a few things here. So for Skyfire, they might need to either see if they can dial things down a little bit, or maybe see if they can just find their mojo back in and again.
I'm sorry, we thought Sequence was going to pull off and play a different angle. He's prone on main lobby door, and the crouch peek from Cairo is going to shut him down. So ambitious, but not really paying off at all for Skyfire off the back of that.
Yeah, Skyfire here are definitely going to be struggling if they're going to be attempting to pull off the same strats here over and over again, because, well, even the famous villain of one of the other Ubisoft games told, if the insanity is the definition of insanity, if you're trying to repeat the same thing over and over again and expect the same result. So possibly here could be the similar issue that Skyfire could be facing.
Yeah, Jigsaw did give himself away there, spraying towards the luggage. Flux Zeus was on the other side of that doorway, so is going to be able to read into that situation. He's going to be looking for this play. Jigsaw is there, looks for the head, finds it, brings it back to even without losing too much health. So he's going to be sitting pretty heavy. Matthias is on the hunt now, though, with the Capital in hand. Is going to have those bolts available to him if he does want to try and set something up. But Jigsaw is sitting at home theater. He wants to contest this angle, surprisingly. Matthias doing the same, playing defensively, looking for his teammates to drone out. Jigsaw whiffs that one. He goes, no, the pink coming out. Smacker on the other side of the map, though, will find Dinkel as Matthias, what should have been a pretty free kill under Jigsaw, gets whiffed as he was reloading. Both taken very low. Smacker got a bit of damage off the back of it as well. Spray coming through that soft wall. And it's Smacker with the headshot through the soft wall to secure himself a second this round and take down the Capital. And oh no, Geo, he just looked the wrong way. Jigsaw whiffs the spray. Oh no, he doesn't! Goes for the repeat and wins that trade soundly. It seems like Orgless are just playing this aggressive style, and it's not paying off because they're losing these trades.
Yeah, they've done a pretty decent initial effort of just matching the aggression, which looked really well. But now it's just the gunfight potential that is just seeming to be slipping away here from Orgless. That after the second round they played, it looked really nice that they can come back. But here, Cairo is looking in a bit of a pinch, really.
I mean, realistically, though, if he was to contest this, they're all rather low. It wouldn't take a hell of a lot of investment to be able to pick up their skills. Unfortunately for him, he has no idea that they're all this low. All he knows is that there are still 4 operators left in the game. He got the first one, obviously, the kill on the sequence, but I think the best you can do at this stage is look for those frags, and he's playing it incredibly passively, staying outside, will throw the flash and is going to pry and push into service entrance. As you know, there is someone prone. The run out coming. It's going to be Smacky. He tried to go down to pick up that kill, but I mean, at this stage, it is all for naught. Cairo finds himself a triple in the end on a Ku Brian, but Archie is going to play it safe with Jigsaw. They're not going to contest it, and Skyfire will take a round lead now, going up 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 here is a good beginning for Skyfire. It definitely shows that they are able to get some frags going for themselves, get the aggression. I'm still genuinely concerned about, for their own even sake, for their own sanity's sake almost even, whether it will be a good idea to keep on peeking from the same angles. But hey, if it works, it works, I suppose. But for Orgless, they have been showing some promise on a few peaks, but really apart from that, just seeming to be struggling with general pacing. On one round, they're all perfectly fine and can recollect themselves. On another, it's just a complete train wreck.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a disjointed style of play coming out of Orgless so far at the moment. They're not playing in positions where they can get refrags. We saw Flux, he pushed through Arca, he headed towards Luggage by himself, hunting for the frag on the Jigsaw. After he died, we then saw Matthias come in. Like, Matthias was outside that entire time. If he'd been on the window, in a position to try and help refrag off the back of it, maybe it was going to be a different situation, but it's not cohesive. They're not playing as a unit. They're playing, it's almost like a lineup of ranked stars, it feels.
Yeah. The ranked stars, I mean, throughout a whole lot of competitive history, we did see a fair few teams kind of playing that ranked star performance here and there. Not consistently, as that is just too predictable at that point. But having that attitude of having always that confidence to go in for the peaks is not a bad idea. I mean, even to a certain point, a few players from teams like Fnatic were saying that if you don't have the confidence and you're going into a peak, you're gonna 90% of the times you're gonna lose it. So here, Skyfire just demonstrating the fact that confidence is a must-have, really, for any team.
most definitely, and you can already see they're a little bit apprehensive as to what is going to be coming out of the Skyfire lineup. They are just sitting at the air jabs on those external doors, waiting for the runouts. They're trying to get themselves in the building, and they will be able to get in upstairs. But it is hookah billiards as well, so it is a pretty predictable bomb site, pretty predictable setup. Someone holding in home theater will look for the spray onto Dinkle, who is there with the G8 in hand. Jigsaw, though, going to play it smart, rotate back down into main lobby. Not going to look to try and contest that. He wants to play with the team. He wants to play in a position where they can refrag, which is the smart read. And he's headed down to security, which could be a pivotal situation because, you know, we've seen time and time again that long roam come up massive for teams. And if they don't read into it and he's able to come in from behind, he could absolutely dismantle this aggression from the attackers.
Oh, yeah. Jigsaw has been an absolute key player for Skyfire here. The sheer amount of just performances that we saw from him even yesterday were just absolutely phenomenal. So here, if he can pop off with his teammates as well, I mean, Smacker is being a fantastic fragger as well. I won't be surprised if we'll be seeing some absolute banger of scoreline for both of those players.
Yeah, it's going to be Flux Zeus holding that position outside of Hookah Door. Kubrian pulling back just off the spray from Aqua Door. Could have picked up something big there on the default camera outside, which hasn't been cleared out. That's pretty big. There's going to go a lot of information sequence. Is going to swing and try and look at that hookah window. At the same time, Flux swings as well. Gets a bit of damage out onto him, but it is a doc. Has the stim pistol available. Will overstim himself as well as having that ACOG. It's Matthias, though, to open things up with the M76. Finds a second on the sequence as well. I don't think he quite realizes Smacker is there on Cool Vibes. Q Brian refragging onto Flux. So that is the Dokkaebi gone. No logic. Bombs going to be available for them. X-Karas have gone out onto the reinforced wall, and Hookah opening up some more of these angles. Q Brian is still there behind the deployable shield, looking straight through to that doorway on Aqua. And Jigsaw, what a spectacular position to be in. He sprays through the wall, not quite going to take out Dinkle, who was very low. Matthias, though, on the triple for the round, has picked himself up the third of Kubrian. So that is now the Bandit gone. It's all up to Smacker with those Yokais in on the bomb site playing for Cool Vibes. There's Jigsaw finds one, refragged immediately. Tracy Minaj, Smacker finds Matthias. 1v2. Definitely a winnable situation. Is going to contest towards Pink. Not going to find anything. Sees the head of the defender in the hookah as well. Time is running low. 8 seconds left. It's going to be Geo contesting. Karo is going to commit to the defuse here. It's the cutout, and it will be Orgless bringing it back. And it almost went in favor of Skyfire there. Just not quite paying off in the end.
Yeah, Orgless managing to really come back. It's seeming that it's generally here have been kind of the whole pace for them, really. It's the initial kind of beginning of the round has not been really working out for them, but the moment they are able to gain more traction to figure out what is the general kind of positioning of all the defenders, this is where they're thriving. And here they were just able to completely dissect the whole defensive setup that Skyfire attempted to perform here.
Yeah, I mean, it looked the attack actually was working incredibly well there for Orgless, and it almost didn't work. It came back to a 2v1 situation. Luckily, though, Geo came up big with that final frag. Smacker definitely in a position to have brought that back. He's been fragging well already. He's established himself quite well in this first half as it is, but now we back 2-2. It's definitely going to be a close one this series here tonight, and once again, we're back on Hookah Billiards. We'll see if this play works once again, because they've picked up the Mozzie now. They aren't going to be running the Echo, and it's the P10 Roni in hand. Could go quite big having that Nitro Cell as well.
Oh yeah, the vertical plays definitely could be huge here for Smacker, given that he is quite knowledgeable about how impactful it is. I mean, yesterday even it was pretty much the full showcase as to what can be done there with a solid vertical play, and he showcased it to us quite well. So here against Orgless, yeah, C4 play will be quite huge, especially to get a kill on somebody like Mateus or Gio or Dinkle. All three of those players can go huge here for the team. So, I mean,
I just need to touch on something here. So Smacker,
yeah, right.
Smacker, if you were paying attention to what he just did, he opened some punch holes in the wall between Master and VIP. If any attacker sees that, that is going to throw their mental game so incredibly hard, because they're just going to be expecting a defender to be sitting on the other side of the wall. So, I mean, we've seen Skyfire, they mess around sometimes, they meme. We saw it in the game last night. This is the same level of mind games, but it's not toxic. It's incredibly smart. So it shows that these boys are so knowledgeable about what's going on in the game and how to, throw off the mental side of things, that this could be massive for them.
Yeah, this could be huge. But oh, Smacker absolutely just deciding to wide swing right onto that IQ. That is absolutely nasty. That has been done here. So, yeah, I mean, I'll absolutely agree with you here. The fact how just the teams are able to perform like these kind of tricks and force the attacking team to really start thinking about, oh, okay, we might want to really rethink our approach. That is huge.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be those little things which will give them the edge going until they say the series as well. Because I mean, you get in, the longer you go, it's when series fatigue starts to become a thing, as we will see. While I was saying that the aggression is starting to come into Aqua, but yeah, series fatigue is a real thing. The later you go on in the night, that more affects you. You get tired. You see those things. That's where mistakes get made, because you slap yourself out thinking that maybe there is a defender on the other side of those punch holes. You get caught out spraying towards it, as we see the flame arrows going deep into Hookah. Not really going to find much, as the deployable shield does stop it. Jigsaw swinging back behind the bomb, just staying alive, looking for some sort of pixel angle out onto that Hookah doorway. Brian is there behind the deployable shield as well. Will stand up, catch Flux with a bit of damage. Archie, though, is there. Fire.
That is damage.
He pushes him out of position, but the reinforcements are available. So it was a big play there, potentially, as it will be Cairo finding the frag on Archie. He's pushed deep into Billiards, in fact. Will get the defuser part down behind the reinforcement. Brian with the Nitro Cell denies it away. It's all up to Matthias, and Flux playing into 3. Sequence found Geo off the back of that as well. Brian sending out the phone call. Did Matthias? He's stuck outside Hookah doorway. He can't do much. They lose Flux off the back of the MP7 spray. That's 2 kills for Brian in this round. And Matthias, he's locked outside once again. It's just like Cairo early on. And there's nothing he can do. There's 15 seconds left. He's got to find 3 frags, and they are playing it so safe. By this stage, normally we would have seen someone run out a window, jump out, but no. They're holding their angles. Matthias does, in fact, find one. It's going to swing wide, but it's Skyfire playing it smart, playing it safe, running the time down. And that is the second round we've seen from them so far, where they have played the time game and come up massive.
Yeah, the sheer potential of Skyfire locking down the side and just not even letting a single person come into it that is huge. Nicely done by them, as once again they're in a single point advantage, but so far the trend has been it's just a back and forth battle between these two absolute giants within AEC series. So genuinely curious, how will the kitchen play out here, given that, well, before this wasn't one of their better performed sides. This was the one that they've just lost recently, actually. So
the last time they played Kitchen, they won it. The first time they did lose it. So they've got 2 wins on Hookah now. They've got 1 win on Kitchen. It is the final round of the half, so it'll be interesting to see if they can string together one more, take it to 4-2, or whether it will be Orgless bringing it back even. They're getting in. Cairo has switched back out of the gridlock. Brian playing the pulse once again downstairs. So they have got the strategies prepped. We will be getting the action phase underway very, very soon. And this is already gearing up to be an incredibly great series.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they're already trading blows on a map that is more or less more linear comparative to something like, say, Villa or Clubhouse is already showing that we just might be going into a fully, I wouldn't be surprised, 5-map series, really.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see which team has more of that mental fortitude going into the later stages of the game. Obviously, the longer the night wears on, the more mental fatigue starts to become a thing because you're having to focus so heavily for so long. And it can lead to some big mistakes going into those later series. But action phase underway. It's kitchen downstairs, going to be the bomb site. Are we going to see Sequence go for something cheeky again and lose? Or is he going to play it smart, play with his team, sit in the refrag position, and wait for the frags there? Although Smacker, he's sitting in second floor bathroom, so he's way, way offside at the moment. He's upstairs. I say way offside. He's above the bomb site, but it's where we've seen him and Jigsaw be playing consistently. They play in those offside positions, look to pinch in and find those frags, and audio cues are going out. He hears that someone is playing outside of trophies. Tracy Smacker gets smoked out of bathrooms there, but it's actually Jigsaw who finds the opening frag onto Matthias. That is the Sophia down. Breaching charge does go out into master bedroom, so they have an angle there. He's locked down. Jigsaw has to come in and try and flush out his teammate. Kubrian, though, with a nitro cell under Dinkle, takes it from what was just a one-man advantage to a two-man advantage in a matter of seconds. And Skyfire looking to put themselves up going into the half as Kubrian finds another one. It's 5-2 right now.
No, man. This is looking tough here for Orgless. The players just can't seem to be able to find any closure really for themselves, and well, ultimately this is looking like we just might be seeing a fourth round actually go into the hands of Skyfire, and for them to finish the first half in a 4-2 scoreline, that is a really good buffer for them to go off.
Will be the frag thrown out there by Fluxus. He doesn't land it on anyone. Jigsaw playing around theatre. He's been so instrumental in this one room alone. He's found multiple frags. He's shut down multiple egress points for the attackers. Cairo going for the long swing. Fluxus now down in main lobby. Will just get sprayed out by Kubrian for the triple through a bullet hole. What a play. This man is an anchor god playing from downstairs in that bomb site. Cairo swinging wide from Sunrise. He sees the barrel, I think. Yeah, he does. Will find the down and the frag onto Archie, so brings it back to a 1v3. Smacker is incredibly low, throws the smoke out, is going to try and look to cut that angle off so he can contest cool vibes without having to worry too much. And the default cam was still there, and he finds Smacker. Not a huge pickup considering just how low he was. Stinger's going to be dumped deep into kitchen as it is. Could be the distraction Cairo needs to look for a frag here. It's Jigsaw on the other side of the wall. He sees the barrel early, and it's Jigsaw winning that trade in the end, and 4-2 will be the first half, heavily in favor of Skyfire at the moment.
Skyfire managed to drop the heat so heavily here for their team. It's managing to pull off the right play. That offside play that you mentioned as well before, that was huge there for the team, really, because like you mentioned before, Smacker and Jigsaw so far have been very much clinical about being the offside duo, and it worked really well for them. And the moment, funnily enough, the moment that duo was shut down, Skyfire would still be able to, at the very least, go for some exit frags. I mean, BluePanda with that C4, that was the second C4 in a row for him to connect.
Yeah, he's been working that call center job incredibly well. He's getting the cold calls. He's landing them, in fact. And I mean, we've seen Skyfire. They play an incredibly effective roster with those nitro cells as well. As we are going to be seeing that half switched over. Hookah Billiards will be the first round of defense here for Orgless. And we already see a bit of an adaptation. Dinkle is going to be playing the Vigil. We see Mozzie in the hands of Fluxus, and it's going to be a Wemai coming out for Matthias. So a lot more utility than Al, a little bit of roam as well. And it could be a bit of a roster, which is incredibly hard to play into, especially considering, burning through the likes of the air jabs and those breaching charges and the impacts could make it very, very hard to get in onto the bomb side.
Yeah, that duo is going to be quite a deadly one, given as well that there is a Mozzie on the field as well. We just also got to take a look at the map picks that we've so far seen. For those who are just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, it is Coastline, Clubhouse, Villa, and then Theme Park and Consulate, should we need those remaining 2 maps. So, but for now, it is Coastline. Skyfire leading the charge. Even though this is the map pick of Orgless.
Yeah, and I mean Skyfire. They're not here to muck around. They got a bit of a talking to by the Gammo, one of the higher ups in the organization. Said, look, boys, you need to pull it together. You need to play it smart. You need to keep things together, keep a level head, and that is exactly what we're seeing out of the Skyfire team at the moment. They've been systematic in getting themselves and getting these round wins. Jigsaw into office, back out again as Fluxus has already copped a bit of damage. Dinkle is there in office, will get droned out. The EDC did not quite get activated in time, so Jigsaw knows exactly where he is. I think he's just waiting for him to activate it again so he can push in and look for the frag as he will rotate left. And the drone is there, so we'll see if they look to make a play off the back of it. Drone gets fragged out. As Sequence trying to set up a bit of a pinch here. If he can come in from the back, Dinkle getting sprayed down to half. Pings are going out. Dinkle is in a tight spot at the moment, and if he doesn't relocate, he could be very, very dead. And Sequence actually does get dropped there off the back of it. Not quite dead just yet. Will relocate so that he is just a little bit safer. As, yeah, Dinkle did relocate. He pushed off into that hallway. And Jigsaw trying to lock him down so they can get Sequence picked up.
Oh, man, this has been so far an absolute roller coaster of just your emotions, really, just of how things were looking out there. Pushed by Tracy Minaj will not be seeing a whole lot of success just yet, as Jigsaw just went down to the hands of Dinkle. Sequence is down as well. It is actually, no. Sequence will be picked back up, so we're back to a 4v5. But the time has been already drained. There's just under a minute remaining, and, well, not a whole lot of things can be done. Dinkle finding another one for himself. Meanwhile, Tracy does manage to get the kill onto King Flux. So not everything is lost, but a 4-2 situation is definitely going to be quite a tough one to come back from.
Yeah, it is Archie and Kubrian left alive. We know Kubrian can frag very effectively. He's going to be playing the Zofia this time, has lifelines in hand with the impacts and concussions as well. Dinkle doing a great job holding from CCTV. We'll just relocate, go up the stairs from main lobby. EDC gets activated, trying to run past the drones. Spray comes out from the luggage window. Was an attacker there. Archie copped a bit of damage, but not enough to get him down or killed at the moment. So he's still going to be alive. Kubrian largely unscouted. Here's the drop into courtyard. Might be able to read into this. Pre-fire comes out, knock the land. Will give away his position as he runs up Cool Vibes. Time is running low. He doesn't see the player sitting behind Pillar there, and it will be Geo to finish things off. Orgless pick up the first round in the second half.
Yeah, Orgless managing to make a return here. This is
that is a powerful shotgun. There's someone I used to run Claybird, which is all shotguns, and I know how much kick they have. Just watching that, I feel that is a big impact.
Yeah, whoever is on the receiving end of that is not gonna have a good day in any shape or form, really. As we're back to a 3-4. Actually, yeah. On that note, do you reckon any of the shotguns currently in the game might be using something like powdering?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know quite enough about the guns, but in saying that, Cthulhu, we are seeing Blue Sunrise. It's the first time we've seen this bomb site so far. It has been a switch up between Hookah and Kitchen as it stands for Skyfire and their defense. So Orgless looking to change things up just a little bit. The Echo is back once again in the hands of Flux Zeus on the attack. It will be Kubrian picking up the sledge. And you look at the frags, 3 players on the Skyfire roster all have 7. Whereas you look at the other side, it's Cairo and Matthias going big for the Orgless roster as it stands. So hopefully the rest of Orgless can pick up some of that slack and join the rest of their team there. And on the other side, Archie and Sequence have a bit of work to do to catch up as well.
Yeah, Sequence has been quite a key player in yesterday's matchup against Seventh Heaven. So seeing him underperform here is definitely quite a surprise, to say at the very least, really. Whereas any kind of standout players that you remember from Orgless that were performing last time we saw them play against Seventh Heaven?
Well, I know these boys can frag. You know, Geo's been pretty spectacular. Flux usually turns up. Well, this time, surprisingly, they aren't the ones who are having the stand-up performance. It's Kyra and Matthias who are doing a lot of the big work at the moment, but it's Jigsaw. He's looking for the spray out from the doorway there into Sunrise. Not going to find much with that G8 in hand. And Sequence will be establishing himself in Hookah. trying to figure out where or if there is some sort of extended hold upstairs being played here by Orgless at the moment. Doesn't seem to be the case. As far as I can tell, there's only one defender upstairs on that roam. He swings wide, looks for a bit of a spray to Sequence, and Sequence just keeps running. Dinkle will relocate the main hallway stairs, looking to try and find the spray down towards luggage. Sequence just lucky to get away there as he was trying to place the air jab. Will just jump out Billiard's window and look for a more favorable position, but he 2 times there got away. Very, very lucky.
Oh, man. Yeah, at this point, called Tinkle the bullet dodger, really. The sheer amount of just action he was able to just say, miss me entirely with that stuff, and just gone away, is just absolutely amazing. Meanwhile, we did see Smacker pick up a kill onto Mateus, so that is the Wumai off board, and well, Wumai is genuinely not having a fun time so far.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Sequence did say miss me with that, unfortunately, Matthias wasn't able to replicate that sentiment. Cairo going to be holding in Sunrise here with the SMD11 in hand. Has toxic canisters, will throw them out. Will just push them off. Goes for the wide swing. Gets taken out by Sequence, though. So an aggressive play, not going to translate whatsoever. It will be Sequence getting himself in onto the bomb site. He's going to stand up on the couch, look for the angle deep there in the kitchen. Not going to be able to get it. Yokai trying to say. Sequence actually finds himself a second one. Yokai will... Oh, he gets a Sonic Blast, but no, Sequence was there. Picks himself up a triple onto Flux. Zeus Dinkle is the only man left. And it was the attempt at a play on a Smacker causing his downfall there. And it will be Smacker, the man, in fact, to close it out. A flawless round for Skyfire. Much like their first one, they get themselves another and put themselves up again, a 2-round lead.
And that is a hefty one to think about. Like, continuous that 2-round lead is going to hurt the team. Like, genuinely, this does affect usually the whole overall performance of the teams, and well, if that continuous lead is going to keep on persisting, I mean, Skyfire are only 2 rounds away from claiming the first map, and I reckon that is going to be huge here for them to kick things off the grand final.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It's been a massive start to it so far, but you look at the rounds that Skyfire have been winning, and they have just been, calculated, systematic. There's not been a real point where, at any point in those round wins where it looked like Orgless might take it, they've just found frag after frag after frag and just wiped them off the map. And that it's a very dominant play style. If it can carry on, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see Skyfire take this in a 3-0. But it's going to be Kitchen again now, but it is going to be Orgless playing this bomb site. We'll be interested to see how they change things up. They've got the Goyo this time, so Vulcan Shields will be available, placed in and around Kitchen, and service entrance can definitely slow things down here. And Dinkle back on the man with the K1A in hand. He's playing the Vigil. Let's see if this time he can actually put it to good use and find those frags. Has Cairo in support with Fluxus upstairs. It's going to be a bit of a home theater bedroom hold here. And if they can make that work, it's quite a hard position to push defenders out.
It's going to be a tough one to really perform here. Curious if this time maybe we will be seeing Orgless to come back from this one, really. Given that, well, so far it's been a bit of a coin flip, really, between their performances. On one round, they would be just absolutely looking like they going to take the whole set of series and just run away with it. And next moment, you just see them completely forfeit the whole round. So here, this is going to be quite a crucial point here. Rather than allowing Skyfire to gain that match point, they need to hear all of their prowess really to kick in and just push themselves.
Yeah, they definitely need to try and stall that momentum that Skyfire have been establishing now, as they are just rolling like a boulder down a hill. As soon as they pick up one frag, it usually leads into a couple others, and then the round is all but over for Orgless. As it will be Dinkle holding up at Hope Theatre. Here's the window being opened by the man outside. Kubrian on the sledge finds the opening frag onto Dinkle. That is the Vigil now gone. They can get themselves in onto the second floor, almost entirely uncontested. Flux Zeus is there, has the Nitro Cell. I believe I heard the rip. I'm not quite sure, so it might be up on the roof already. No, he pulled it off, so he still will have that one available. And he's pulled it again. He's going to throw it out. Will it connect? That is a big question. Jigsaw is in the area. Reaching charge does go out. I believe they may have shot. No, I don't know. I think they shot it.
Huh. That is huge if true.
I mean, I'm not quite sure. He hasn't got it anymore because he did throw it out there, but Whether or not they were able to detonate it or will be able to detonate it, it doesn't seem... Yeah, look, as far as I can tell, they shot it through the floor, and there is now no longer a nitro cell available for poor Flux Zeus, as it is going to be heading into the final minute. 4 versus 5 as it stands. Skyfire just droning the living hell out of Orgless right now, trying to flush them out of these positions. Archie has control over that main lobby doorway. We'll just try and destroy the barbed wire so he can get into that angle and bathroom. Run in from Q Brian into VIP, looking to establish that vertical control with the sledgehammer as well. And it's been, despite that early frag, rather quiet in terms of damage being dealt here at the moment. Smacker relocating towards that service entrance, has Jigsaw in support. I don't think they quite know that Fluxus is on the other side of that desk in the prone position. And if they can flush him out here, or if he can go big and stand up and find a couple of kills without them realizing he's there. I hear the sprays coming out. They think he's in bathroom. They may not have read this. Smacker will swing to the left.
No.
Yeah, but Jigsaw is going to be able to capitalize off the back of Matthias. Finds one on Archie. Sprays coming out. The Ghost Shield does get destroyed. Sequence finds Geo. Matthias finds himself second. Cairo finds another one. Matthias cleans it up with a headshot with the pistol on Q Brian, and Orgless, despite losing members early, actually clean that one up. What a series of frags. Matthias going big for his team on the Wemai.
Absolutely nutty. The play from Matthias just pretty much saving the round. Oh, I'm sorry if that was heard actually on the microphone. And yeah, definitely massive congrats to them. Only one round away from drawing this out, because otherwise we just might be seeing some pretty nutty performance there from the rest of the team Orgless. From that, really, it's certainly looking like we just might not be over with this yet, given that the rosters are very much able to perform here. Seems that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We're going to be heading back upstairs to Hookah Billiards, and the 6th pick from the Wemai onto the Wemai for Matthias. I'm not surprised at all that he has ducked with that one operator. He went massive on it in the last round. Picked up a clean couple of frags. I believe it was a triple to round out the round, I suppose. As yeah, he was absolutely stellar. First with the Org, then with the pistol in hand. Cleaned things up and secured themselves another round to bring it back to only a 1-round deficit. Fluxus back on the Mozzie as well. They're getting themselves set up. They're getting themselves underway. Cthulhu, this has been an action-packed map for sure, and is gearing up to be a spectacular series for the grand final here at AEC.
Yeah, it's certainly serving up to be a absolutely phenomenal so far game between the two teams, as both of them deserve to be in the grand final here. After all of the games, after all blood and sweat and tears, they've went through probably less of the blood, because that would be concerning if you're gaming and you having blood leaking out of your body. But
I guarantee the blood's going to be pumping. Cairo going for a cheeky run out, finds the frag onto Q Brian. Will put them at a man advantage early on from that VIP window. So a big play there, big read there off of that run out will mean they are sitting quite pretty at the moment, as Dinkle with the EDC running through kitchen to service entrance. Smacker outside of ruins, looking to get some aggression onto Hookah doorway. But yeah, it was a pretty clean read there from Cairo.
Yeah, Cairo just absolutely managed to figure out exactly where the push, well, either figure it out or guess properly. But nonetheless, yeah, it's a great read, which definitely will be putting a strain onto SKF performance and general understanding as to where the push could be coming from. But apart from that, really well. Tracy will be holding an angle from the sunrise, and well, that's a pickup for Jigsaw as well to even out the man count.
Yeah, and I mean, the guy's got 9 frags under his belt, so he's been performing pretty well there. We'll get control of office. Going to head upstairs to try and get some dominance in Arc with Fluxus playing on 90. Sprays through, not going to land on anyone. Back at a 4 versus 4. Cairo gets down, though. The man who opened things up gets taken out by Sequence, so man advantage. Well, I say it was going to be established there, but is quickly equalized by Matthias from Pink Bar on that wide swing there. They got Smacker outside of Hookah. There's no defenders in that bomb site currently, so they could get themselves in, maybe look for a bit of a plant from that point. Fluxus going to be holding from luggage, just looking for something as Smacker finds another under Dinkle. That is the visual now gone. Jigsaw is holding that angle from Aqua as the rotate does come out. Fluxus going to retreat completely from that position. It's going to be the run around from Matthias. The swing from Smacker takes him down. Is going to contest, and Pre-Fire wins that takes the triple kill. Smacker going big for his team. Will secure them the round and match point.
Match point is going to be huge here right now to get the Skyfire boys into the right mentality here for themselves. Whereas for Orgless, this is just going to be a beginning for yet another massive run really there for themselves. Honestly, Hookah Lounge and Billiards Room is going to be potentially the final battle for the greatness, really. And, well, not too sure if we will be seeing a whole lot of potential. Well, I don't think we will be seeing anything out of norm. Sorry, that was the...
we're not going to see anything out of the norm, but Sequence is going to 6-pick out on to the Blackbeard from the looks of things. Not going to lock that one as we see Dinkle 6-picking out onto the Kaid, back onto the Vigil. So it looks like Orgless are going to stick to the norm, and Skyfire are going to change things up here on match point. And I mean, it's been systematic, it's been rather clean, and taken away not only the first map of the series, but considering it is also Orgless's map pick, that is a great way to start things off. And we are going to be getting in Hookah Lounge, potentially the final bomb site, the final round of this first map. Bit of a load time, so it's just going to take a little bit longer to get ourselves into the map. We'll see how things go in a moment. As not quite sure what's going on. There we go. We finally made it. It was a bit of a longer trip, but we got there in the end. So they're going to get out of the car. They're going to get themselves set up here on potentially the final round of the map. And, I mean, we've seen Skyfire when they have been playing less seriously, and now that we see them full sweat mode, full serious, they are in control of the car at the moment. They are careening down the highway.
But can't really take away from what so far Orgless were able to perform as well. They were able to keep things running for themselves fairly well as well, albeit that they are in a 2-round disadvantage here. For what it's worth, really, their run here so far has been fairly valid as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we will be seeing maybe a 2-round even comeback here from Orgless, but as of now, with Flux already taking quite some damage, it's not looking good, but just as I say that, it is Cairo that will be claiming the frag.
Yeah, once again, he does open things up. It is going to be Jigsaw, though, the unfortunate victim this time, so it does get that frag there. As Dinkle going to be holding down in Sunrise Smackers. Their contest took out the pested drone, in fact, so going to deny that information there as well. We'll have the support of his own team's drones this time. Dinkle is there holding with the K1A, goes for the swing, gets a bit of damage out, but loses a lot more health in response, so we'll just have to back off. Smackers contesting, but it's just going to be the long run. He gapped it, he did. He's back up cool vibes, as he's now lying prone at the bottom of the halfway point of those steps.
Smacker wants that kill really badly. You could see that he was initially having a few hesitations because he wanted to find the frag, but instead decided against it really, as for now it's just time to pace down a little bit. They still have just under 2 minutes, so plenty of time to really roll around here. But curious if we will be seeing Skyfire try to maybe find a different approach from a different point, or whether it's going to be just a full-on just bolts to the wall, go for the push, and just go at it.
I mean, they are the team that would pull something like that. They've also got a Blackbeard providing oversight from the hookah window. If they can get up there, get in with the diffuser, they have solid control of the bomb site. They're establishing the crossfires right now, so definitely within the realms of possibility. Contesting it will be Cairo. Doesn't quite find Archie there, the dedicated bomb holder for Team Skyfire at the moment. Behind the shield is Cairo, though. Is going to be looking to try and find some sort of frag. Sees the foot push out, goes for the swing himself just as Archie pulls back. So a dance of lead and gunpowder at the moment. Neither player getting the advantage, just seeing the swing there. Again, no one coming out big in that round. I say that it's Sequence, though, who will take off the head with the reposition. So that man that was holding the deployable shield no longer going to be there. It's going to be the reposition from Geo, I do believe it is. No, it's actually Dinkle there who was looking for something. He finds Smacker, Kubrian cleaned up by Flux. Archie, though, has the Bearing 9 in hand, takes out Dinkle in response. So is it on the bomb site? Does have the utility. As ADSs are there. Toxic Canister does go deep, holding the... He's looking at the wrong angle. Pre-fire comes out from Matthias. The contest coming out. It will be Archie fighting it, as Sequence was taken down. So it is now a 1v2. Type 89 in hand. could go big right here. This is definitely a winnable situation. Fluxus is below, does have a nitro, so sees the elbow, pre-firing is going to be Geo with that shotgun. I say pre-firing, it's more of just a contest really, but a long-range shot secures that kill, shuts down the aggression, brings it back to a 6-5, and Orgless are looking to claw themselves back to overtime.
Yeah, Orgless looking pretty mighty good here, being able to recollect themselves further down into the round with all the trades coming out. It's definitely a valiant effort that they've so far been pulling out here, really, for themselves. The fact that they are able to recollect themselves when they're at maybe at a close advantage, say one or two man advantage, is already a really good showcase of the fact that Orgless have made some reps, some workouts about that, because I've seen a fair few teams that when it's, say, 1v2, they will go for frag hunting and it instantly gets shut down and bodied by the remaining player. And this could have happened here, but instead, Orgless said, hey, we're just going to pace ourselves, we're just going to wait for the push, for the mistake to be made by the attacker rather than us, because, well, it's in the name, we're defending, we need to wait for the attackers to come around. And exactly that happened, allowed them to find the epic win, and well, we are now onto the 12th round, and we'll be deciding whether we will be seeing overtime or whether Skyfire will be able to close this out.
Yeah, we got 3 deployable shields here from Team Orgless, looking to set up that defensive hold from above once again. Still not a long-range threat in terms of the rifles being brought here from Skyfire. The smallest of those are going to be the ones in the hands of Smacker, who has the G36C. Holding down the stairs from Kitchen, it's considering, you know, just the proximity of everything, it's a very centralized hold. It's very concentrated down on the first floor. Geo and Cairo both there. No, Geo going to relocate. There's a lot of aggression from this northwestern spawn point.
Yeah, going to be quite a fair bit of that contest to come out here. Really just going to be waiting for who would be rather more victorious in this game of all the pre-fires and all the angles that can be held here. Given that, really, I mean, both of the teams are very able to perform here for themselves, so maybe at this point, Orgless are going to be able to hold it down for themselves, hold down the fort, and make sure that no one will come through here.
Yeah, and it does seem it's going to be that same hallway hold outside of Hookah doorway with the deployable shield from Matthias. He's upstairs, got the Whammo magnets, looking to burn through the utility. Has several set up, will clean up the flash grenades there from Smacker. One finally does go deep, means the white screen is there for Matthias. Will rotate out all the way through Aqua. Going to go for the long worldwide rotate as he is holding that angle towards luggage. I don't think he's going to find much there sitting on the Aqua bar. Will just back himself up a wee bit. Has Dinkle in support as well, but Skyfire still all their focus over on this northwestern side, trying to get control of Hookah, trying to get control downstairs into Sunrise as well as Sequence. He's the first one to push in. Has a lot of support as the frag goes out. Kubrian getting a bit of revenge this time onto Cairo. Will absolutely demolish him. Flux is there with the Echo in hand, loses a bit of health, loses a lot of health, in fact, as the air jabs are going to be going out as well. Knocks one prone, not quite sure who that was. I believe it was probably Geo, if I had to hazard a guess there, as he gets absolutely monstered by Sequence. The headshot connecting, and a 9th kill secured for him. So many things going wrong for Orgless right now. They're losing multiple members. The Yokai drone is there. It was mocked up immediately. Very, very well read. Flux holding from Kitchen. Kubrian finds another onto Matthias. That's the Where Am I Gone? Diffuser is being planted. Archie, the dedicated briefcase man. Jigsaw swings wide, finds Flux. We could see another flawless round, and in fact we do. Skyfire with 3 flawless rounds, the final and the first rounds to clean it up. Skyfire going massive right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they started off this map on a flawless round, and they ended it on a flawless round. Fantastic performance there. The Skyfire boys, technically the underdogs of this matchup, given that they've had a pretty long run through the lower bracket. So this is potentially their kind of redemption tour here, Panda. And well, it's already 3 players on double digits. This is already quite an indication of just the sheer ability for the Skyfire players to perform.
I mean, yeah, the storybook lower bracket run. They got knocked down in the first round, won every single map up series up until this point after that initial loss. They've played the most rounds in the tournament so far, the most maps. Well, sorry, I say the most rounds in the tournament. Not, most rounds in the playoff stage, most maps on the playoff stage. And now they have taken away their opponent's first map pick. It is going to be Clubhouse for the second. So what we're going to do, we'll start to a quick break. We'll get everything sorted. So make sure you go grab yourselves a drink because this is gearing up to be a spicy one. And you are going to need to quench that thirst. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the second map of the grand final between Orgless and Skyfire for the AEC Rainbow Six Minor League. I am BluePanda, joined once again by Cthulhu. Cthulhu! Skyfire takeaway map 1, which was Orgless's pick of Coastline. We're now heading to their map, 7-5. That's a pretty solid scoreline for a map 1. And, I mean, they've been playing systematically, cleanly, decimating the defense or even the attack of Orgless every round. So it'll be interesting to see if, surely that gets even more hard to deal with if you're Orgless going into this Skyfire's map pick.
Yeah, for Orgless, this is going to be putting quite a little bit of pressure. There is still technically that one more buffer, one more round of a buffer one more map of a buffer to go with. So Orgless are not, it's not all over Red Rover just yet for them, albeit that they're getting pretty close to that milestone, you could say, which definitely is going to be quite concerning if they're going to keep on missing out on a fair few rounds, because on the rounds that they did lose on Coastline, those were just complete clinical cleanups that Skyfire did. I mean, 3 flawless rounds, like you mentioned before, it's a huge achievement. But going into Clubhouse now, bands-wise, Maverick, Thatcher, and Kayed so far. Any kind of extra things that you may be not expected or expecting maybe to come out from?
Well, having done a bit of research and looking back at VODs and everything for what has been the majority of this tournament and the playoff stage as well, Kayed and Maverick are the go-to bans here for Skyfire. When Maverick is banned, Thatcher is a close second follow-up, so nothing really that big in terms of deviation here from them. They do favour themselves just that little bit more on defense as well. So that's not saying at all that their attack is bad, but it'll be interesting to see just how far they can extend things going into the first half, because, you know, their second half can be spectacular on defense in Clubhouse.
Yeah, the Clubhouse defense is going to be quite a big indication for whether Orgless would be able to recover themselves here and bring themselves back into the fray, into the gameplay here. But looking at the gym bedroom, I mean, this is already the second time we're seeing the team starting a tertiary site rather than a primary site, which is still a bit of a question to me, because personally for me, I'd rather start things off on a positive note and see if we are able to, well, if I would have had a team, if I would be able to really perform well on the initial site.
Well, yeah, it really depends on how you go into it. Obviously, it's not the most traditional opening bomb site, but it is a good bomb site to sort of gauge where your opponents are coming into this and how they're going to look to approach the map and approach the attack as well. So not the worst bomb site to start things off on, especially considering they can still quite easily switch back to one of those more traditional, bomb sites going in the next one. If they win the first round as well, it means they don't have to go back to gym bedroom, which is perfectly fine. So I can understand their thinking in this round.
No, that is actually a pretty valid point here you're making. Given that, yeah, it's definitely going to be a better outcome if they manage to, first of all, throw off maybe some of the momentum that Skyfire could be bringing in with their attack, and just have an extra point to kick things off. Yeah, I mean, I'm all down for that as well.
Oh, yeah, and we are getting the action phase underway. They're going to be getting themselves in mostly onto that CCTV wall. They only got that didn't quite work as well as they would have thought. I'm not quite sure who was the one shooting at them. I believe
that would be Dinkle.
Yeah, Dinkle was being a bit of a nuisance there, although realistically it is a soft wall, so they probably didn't need to commit the X-Kyros there. All said and done, drones are going into gym, though, as they are looking to burn to the utility. They brought, I think, what I saw, it was 12 flash grenades. So those ADSs are going to be absolutely worthless. The Wear Magnet's going to be burned through so incredibly quickly. They can get this gym doorway open, destroy those bandit batteries, and get that jacuzzi wall open with almost no competition. As, yeah, there we go. Gym door goes, and the batteries are now gone quickly afterwards.
Yeah, now is going to come the question as how, after the breach is going to be done, how are they actually going to make the move in here? Because they still haven't cleared out the cache, which is usually used as the main position point for the attack to push. And here is going to be a bit of a struggle, I reckon, in case they will try to just directly force it right onto the gym. But we'll see how things will work out here, because so far not a single frag has been dealt, and I'm expecting at any second now for the frag to really start happening, because the Goyo shield has just been popped and the aggression is just potentially about to start from the attack.
Yeah, they are destroying a lot of that utility out in from gym and master bedroom as well. The soft walls are still there. Only the one reinforcement spray is going out, trying to get themselves in. They've got control over that red hallway as well. So they can look to come in and aggress from either side at the moment. Very passive to start things off. First 2 minutes already burned through with almost no damage dealt. It was going to be Smacker who cops the first, but Archie getting himself on the board early. Finds Cairo, finds a second on Matthias. Jigsaw quickly follows up with a kill onto Flux Zeus. So 3 quick frags in succession. Geo there to refrag out. Smacker finds one, sequence shuts it out, and Skyfire dominantly takes round 1.
Once again, this is Skyfire who are in the leading run here, and it's a start for them on the offense as well. Rather than before we saw a clean up on defense, this time it seems that Skyfire just on a full wave of just full hype. They're not really planning to really give in or give away any rounds here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like we said, off the first map, it was gearing up to be a great series. This second one, it's Skyfire's map. They come in, they take out the first round cleanly. We are going to be heading to CCTV cash for the second bomb site. Can I get an exclamation wow in chat? Because this has been some great scenes to watch already. It's only going to get better from here. And I want the chat to get involved, get hyped, get excited with us as well, as they are getting themselves set up on the defense, getting themselves reinforced and in position to try and bring back the round deficit and bring it back to a 1-1 going into this one.
Yeah, now we also get to take a quick peek again, once again, to refresh ourselves, remind ourselves about the map bans and map picks. So far, Skyfire, for those who are just tuning in, 7-5 win on the first map, which was Orgless' pick, and now on their own map pick, looking like they just might reserve themselves yet another point, but that's still yet to be decided. Only the second round for us, so everything can happen here once again. So I genuinely think that we might be seeing yet again some back and forth action here between the two teams. Looking so far at the lineups, looking just about the same stuff. Really, it seems like probably one of the rather more balanced, really, lineups of the operators here. Just shaped up with some good guns, good utility, and just pretty much shaped for anything that you can really throw at the map.
Yeah, while you're saying that, Jigsaw finds the opening frag. Dinkle being taken down very, very early on, as they now have control over garage storage and have dealt with that roam threat as well. Air jabs are going to be going out. A couple of late reinforcements up on that CCTV bomb site, set up for a bit of an interesting hold. They're going to try, and they're looking to get themselves into the bomb site from below, as the Ash charge does go out, destroys the battery. I don't think they're going to be in a position to get the bandit track off, and it is going to be open wide, the CCTV wall.
CCTV wall to be opened up, that is already a solid beginning for the push, given that usually it's one of the avenues that is being pushed through. But here right now, they need to take either control of the construction site or the garage, and either one of them will grant them a really solid ground to go in for the push. For now, though, Mateus is playing on a very powerful position in the garage and won't be really pressured in any shape or form, minus the fact that Sequence is just about to go in for the peak. He is trying to find that Womai, but to no avail just yet. He's just trying to figure out where the rest of his team will be able to pressure as well.
Yeah, and they've got the man advantage. Drones are going to be going in to try and scout things out. There is a soft wall between CCTV and Cash as well. There were a lot of castles put over by Logic. And Tracy already in position. Smacker contesting Cash. Goes to the swing. Not going to find one. He gets the lineup. Almost finds two. Cairo will be dropped. Flux Zeus barely escaping as he gets dropped even lower right now. Utility being dumped into CCTV. Flux finds the return with the Nitro Cell on a Jigsaw. But Smacker still alive. 4 versus 3 currently. Flux hanging on by a shred of health at the moment. Crossfire being set up by Kubrian as well as Sequence, who is now outside. There is a man on the gantry and Garage as well. Holding that angle will be Matthias. When my magnet picks up the flash grenade will slow things down, but it blinds him wide screen. Flux actually going big there. Double kill for him. Gets fragged out immediately by Kubrian, who runs in. Gets Matthias as well. Tries to contest red stairs. Geo's still there with the SMG-11 in hand. Has to play into 2. It is going to be Archie and Smacker there. Utility being thrown out. CCTV is not going to be the play there. He tries to rotate into Cash, but Smacker with the bearing 9 in hand. Skyfire 2 rounds in a row to start things off.
An absolute pleasure to really watch how things so far have been unraveling here for Skyfire. Really, just managing to it's a white swing after white swing. Honestly, at this point, teams are just able to trade blows here. Massive props to Kubrian though, as he was able to really change the pace in favor of Skyfire here, because I mean, honestly, up until the white swing of Zafia, 3-3 looked like it could have gone either way, really. And instead, it's a white swing, a kill onto Bandit, a kill onto Mateus. And at that point in the 2v1 post-plant, just wasn't really seeming like it was going to work out really there.
Yeah, most definitely. It's one of those exclamation disappoint moments. You can chuck that one in chat for a bit of fun. It definitely sums up the way that round ended up going for Orgless as it stands, but they are changing things up once again. With 3 rounds in, 3 different bomb sites are being played. It's basement for the 3rd round here on defense of Orgless. They've got the castle as well, so probably going to be that extended bit of a hold here. Fluxu's going to be retaining the Legion for this round, so trying to slow things down. Maybe reading into some cheeky shenanigans out of that dirt tunnel push and blue stairs as well. Be interesting to see just who ends up on the 2nd floor, because we do see a lot of teams liking to roam, going upstairs, trying to come and pinch in from behind. And the real question, though, at the moment, will it pay off? Because Skyfire are coming in strong on their map. I mean, they came strong in on Orgless's map. They're coming in even harder and faster on their own.
I gotta say, though, that Coastline could have also been one of the rather more of comfort picks, really, here for Skyfire. So, can't really say that it was thoroughly, it was one of the maps that Orgless exclusively played on it, and all of a sudden we see Skyfire perform. Now, Skyfire did already previously showcase us in LPL Pro and a few other competitions where they can be very competent on Coastline. So for now, it just seems that they had a few really won moments, even on map ban phase, because that is also a thing that a fair few people are starting to forget, as the mental game on the map bans is also quite a huge thing to deal with.
Yeah, Dinkle going to be holding from that 1st floor stairwell. If we can find something here, it could be big. Here's Matthias in support as well. So they are spraying through. A lot of pre-fires coming out. Smacker catches a bit of damage in response. The drones are there. They're reading into a lot of this situations. It's downstairs in Arsenal as well. So they are getting all sorts of information. Matthias playing from bar. The hatch is open, so has the potential to rotate out down into the basement if he needs to. A lot of time being used to gather information. Matthias, they say that as he has copped a bit of damage off the back of it. They're playing an incredibly smart game here as Team Skyfire. They're droning, they're using their utility appropriately, and as much as it was a reasonably close match, it's not nearly telling of just how well they're playing this, as Dinkle was in a position to swing into kitchen, will rotate down onto main stairs and just hold it defensively. It's going to be Jigsaw looking to pressure in. Caro playing from below. The floor was open up. Pre-fire coming from Dinkle. Not going to connect at all. As Smacker swings to the right, looking to pre-fire it all. He sees Dinkle there, but not quite in position of time, as Cairo actually opens things up with a frag on a Smacker.
Cairo being able to refrag here onto Smacker is going to be huge, albeit that the hatches have been already opened up, so the hard breach job has been done. But even then, Top 89 is a fantastic gun, and just as a fantastic that headshot was by Archie, pushing it into a 4v4, albeit that trading a Hibana for a castle is probably still going to be very favorable for the defense, but the diffuser planting is already starting again. No presence in the armory, and once again, the whole side is being locked down.
Utility was just dumped straight into Armory as Jigsaw obliterates the head of Matthias, finds the head of Tinkle as well. These preset angles being held here by Skyfire are spectacular. And it looks like Geo's going to walk straight into the third one. Triple kill. Spoon-fed quad kill. No, it's Archie. Steals it away. But Jigsaw just spoon-fed a triple there from that main egress down into the basement bomb site. What a machine.
Yeah, that was almost as if Jigsaw was in his full element there. The man was able to really outperform any expectations there for the team, whereas Orgless, I mean, it's genuinely concerning now. A 3-round streak that was given away to Skyfire, and it seemed that Orgless are maybe almost out of fire, maybe, at least maybe on this map, or maybe they're still trying to figure out what is the general pacing, but so far, I mean, things are definitely not looking all too well for them. Whereas Skyfire, they just seeming to be full activated. Whatever did happen in behind the scenes after yesterday's match definitely seemed to have activated them quite nicely.
Well, it's Skyfire that have Orgless pretty solidly in a sleeper hold at the moment, and it seems like they're just slowly losing consciousness 4 straight rounds in a row, including that final flawless one on Coastline as well. So they have so much momentum. They're up 3 already. Even if they lose the next 3 rounds in a row, it will still be a 3-3 half. Definitely a position where they can look to close things out. But getting into the prep phase, it's basement once again. So they've doubled up on that bomb site. They're confident that it can work. But the way that Skyfire got in onto the bomb site so freely, they just dumped those flashes and got in, got the armory plant. Ryan locked down Dirt Tunnel. The rest of the team were holding on. Actually, no, it was just Jigsaw who was holding on Pinty. The rest of the team was in armory, providing a bit of support. And they walked in one by one and fed Jigsaw a triple.
Yeah, I mean, that triple kill should not have really happened, given that, well, the info gathering was there, but they were completely, it seemed that they were completely oblivious, or maybe a little bit too much in a hurry to see if they can find some kills. Just like that, Mateus, though, did manage to find the kill and the revenge onto the person that just managed to get that triple kill last round. So, a solid beginning once again for Orgless. Main question here is, can they keep up the pace?
Well, they definitely have their hands around their neck as Flux went for the impact trick and it didn't connect at all. Yeah, hate to say it. It is going to be that kitchen hatch now wide open. They have the point of egress as the X-Cars will just be used to open up the floor above Armory. And to the point where Geo will just have to rotate back into Church. And Fluxy's staring at the roof in an absolute panic. Everything is going wrong for Orgless right now. They have lines of sight established into the basement here. And Flux just has to tuck himself into a corner somewhere and hope that he doesn't walk into the line of sight of Skyfire, looking absolutely dominant in their grand final debut for Season 3 here at AEC.
Skyfire just absolutely looking like the revenge tours might be swinging in further right now. All the knowledge there on the Legion just missing out by a centimeter away from Flux. Zeus will be still leaving the Legion player fully alive, but some more droning should be guaranteeing maybe at least some more isolated positions. But as of now, Skyfire seems to be missing out on some time, or at the very least just waiting for the final call, maybe for one of the frags to come through before they're going to swing in full speed at this one.
Yeah, they're holding the utility. They have the flashes available. They're going to try and throw it down into Church and Armory as well so that they can get that defuser down. The prone form of Smacker holding that angle. As there we go, the utility is being dumped. So many flashes, white screens across the board. It's Archie, the dedicated defuser holder, going in. Matthias is swept up by a sequence to bring it back to a 4-4. Archie, in fact, getting dropped by the T5 SMG sequence refrags out onto Dinkle. Geo swinging wide with the SMG-11. Will head to that stairway, pulls out the shotgun. He's waiting at a tight angle. Flux Zeus finds Kubrian as well. Double kill for him. Brings it back to a 3-2 man advantage. They still have the Valkyrie in the hands of Cairo. Smacker is still upstairs in kitchen. Sequence is pushing along Dirt Tunnel. Sees the goo mine, knows he's right there. He can take this trade. He needs to push in as Fluxus gets down. The swing comes out, but Cairo is actually there in support. Will secure that frag and means that it is all up to Smacker. The man has a lot of frag potential right now. He's going to drop down into Armory, swings, looks for the spray onto 90, but Orgless are able to shut it down and secure themselves the first round and stem the bleeding that we have seen so far here on Clubhouse.
Yeah, finally, Orgless did manage to wake up here. The retry at the church has definitely seemed to have been a bit of a more of a wake-up call, as the change of pace is definitely seeming to be working out quite well for them, because what happened there is they initially found the frag, and instantly you saw Mateus just straight away return back to the site. They did not give a single chance for Skyfire to find another frag, and they didn't allow them to really swing with that momentum. All of those angles were really well prepared there by Orgless, and finally they did manage to find the success. But now comes the question is, can they equalize the round count here? Can they find that 3 apiece scoreline? Because this is the closest one that will be allowing them to happen within the first half.
Yeah, I mean, there's everything to gain, everything to lose here at the moment, as it's going to be CCTV Cash, the setup. It's going to be Cairo playing the Valkyrie this time. A little bit of a change up on the defensive roster. Probably going to be setting up those black eyes to give as much information as possible. We saw the last time Skyfire pushed aggressively onto this bomb site. They got control from garage storage, destroyed the bandit batteries, got the CCTV wall open very, very early on, set up the crossfires, absolutely abused Orgless there, wiped them out. And as a result, they secured themselves a pretty big round early on. If they can do the same here, they can shut down this round comeback potential from Orgless and look to go into the half at least 4-2, if not 5-1. As the prep phase is done and dusted, action phase is going to get underway. It's been a banger of a map already.
Oh yeah, it most definitely has been. From Skyfire's just absolute roller coaster of emotions with the 3 rounds in a row to finally Orgless so far finding them some redemption in a single round. It could be setting up quite a nice storyline for either one of those teams, really. Right now, the main thing is going to be, at least in my eyes, is that hunt for the quote-unquote hunt for the Red October. That is Cairo on Valkyrie that is hiding right now, and the drone will be actually spotting the Valkyrie player. The call out will be given away, as right now, there's a Valcam being tossed out, as right now the Hibana, we're just waiting for the push. There's the jump out, there's the run out, here's the contestant coming out, but instead the headshot will be connected, and the trade, interestingly enough, as Tracy Minaj, aka Smacker, does find a return on the investment, even though Sequence, who was one of the top fraggers, did go down.
Hey, it's the old use your teammate as bait strategy. Does work. Jigsaw finds Dinkle, though, with the G36. He'll get the breaching charge out of the bandit batteries, which means they can get in through CCTV thanks to Archie and his exothermics. Black eyes are going to be destroyed there by Jigsaw, who is looking to rotate, get in a better position to try and contest things. He's going to push straight in, look to get himself on main stairs and come up from below. He's so aggressive in these situations and yet still manages to win these gunfights. He's playing spectacularly. We saw Smacker playing that Ash before. It's Jigsaw this time going massive on him, on her so far. Finds Flux, sprays out, almost takes out the head of the teammate. Is it Smacker who finds Flux Zeus in the end, saying, you know what, Jigsaw, you're not the only one who gets to have a bit of fun here. So getting some frags under his belt as well. We'll even them up and back both of them, 6, 1, and 2. Exothermic charge going down from construction will get them into CCTV as well from the back. Oh, sorry, no, Cash from the backside. Camera moved. It got me a bit confused. The impact trick did go out from the looks of it. Will actually stall out that exothermic charge. Another one in the... I think he pulled it off, in fact. So we'll just look to relocate it and get himself back set up, as Geo is going to be holding from red stairs. He's a man unto his own. He's done big things with that SMG-11 in hand before, but he's got a lot of work to do. Has the support of Matthias, who is holding from that gantry window. We'll just rotate off, look to hold. Is Matthias, he's back downstairs. He's going to come up, join his... Matthias, sorry, he's going to join his teammate. It's actually Smacker who finds it with the bearing 9. Refragged out. Support his teammates, finds the frag. 4-1 is going to be the score going into round 6, Cthulhu. Skyfire are just... They've flicked the switch after last night. This is sweat mode, and it couldn't look any cleaner.
Yeah, Skyfire's hopping around here, cleaning the house, looking absolutely devastatingly deadly here. And it seems that Orgless just... For what it's worth, Orgless showed some real good potential on Coastline, but it seems that the morale and the damage to it has been already dealt. So here it's it seems that for now it's a little bit of a downward spiral, but one can only hope that maybe we'll be seeing a return, the return of the Jedi here in the face of Orgless here, because I mean they've got this far. They've managed to keep themselves floating with some pretty good scorelines all in all throughout the whole AEC series here, and to actually take a look and quickly have a bit of a throwback. Started off with a 2-0, played against Cartel 2-1. Seventh Heaven, I believe that was a 2-0 as well.
That was quite a resounding 2-0. I believe it was like 7-2, 7-3 against Seventh Heaven. So it was a pretty spectacular performance. But we come into this, they've lost their own map pick. They're coming into Skyfire's map pick. They're down 3 rounds already, potentially looking at a 5-1 half. Despite their performance, it almost seems like Skyfire should have been the ones playing all the way through the upper bracket.
Yeah, it definitely is curious to me as to what particularly happened, because this is definitely not looking like it is Orgless's day here, given that their previous achievements definitely were telling the completely opposite story of them just being the absolute powerhouse so far of this series. So it's definitely quite an interesting situation that we found ourselves in.
Most definitely. It is the action phase underway. It is going to be Gym Bedroom, the whole Dinkle, once again relegated to that cash site, playing off with the reinforced walls to try and disrupt things there. Smacker will spray through that soft wall from construction, almost takes his head off. He is just lucky enough to scooch out of the way. Ironically, Dinkle, we saw him struggle. Well, actually, I say ironically, almost a return to form. We saw that utility just dumped down in the bar. White screen there for Matthias. He was looking for the nitro cell rip. Will just have to back it off. He goes for the throw. It lands on the windowsill as Smacker opens up the frags onto Geo. That is going to be the Goyo now gone, which also means another nitro cell no longer available for Orgless. Smacker 8-1-3 is just finding heads, taking frags, kicking button, taking names, as Skyfire are looking to get themselves a 5-1 half.
Yeah, with Geo going down, that is the Vector, that is the big gun, pretty solid gun actually, and the C4 like you mentioned going off board. Things are looking like they're just falling apart here. Archie finding yet another kill onto Kyra, and Fluxus though does manage to refrag real quick onto Kubra, and not long before Archie does go for the white swing. Smacker finds yet another one, and this seems like a bit of a clean sweep there, albeit that Mateus is the last man standing. He did manage to pull off quite a clutch before, but the air jab, oh boy, oh no, it's just all falling apart. The cover behind the shield is gone. The element of surprise from him sneaking around is gone, and now his position has been revealed.
Yeah, I believe it was Kevin B. Wilson who said, you know, in one of his songs, anything that could go did go wrong, and that seems to be the case for Matthias right now. He was hit by the air jab, the Vulcan shield exploded, locking him out, and now he is being hunted from behind by Smacker. He goes for the swing. Matthias had the light up there, gets taken very, very low. We'll just have to back off. 12 seconds left on the diffuser. There's nothing that can be done at this point. He's going to hold on garage storage stairs. Look to try and find a frag aggressively off Archie, who is going for... He dropped through the hatch and kitchen as Archie gets down by the teammates. So it will be picked up. And a Skyfire, a 5-1 half on their map.
Yeah, that is already quite a power play. I do also believe we were giving quite a bit of a kind of fact drop there as well by production, is that Orgless would have dominated on Cafe, while Skyfire usually dominate on Clubhouse, and that actually shows. Well, whilst Cafe did get banned, funnily enough, as I believe that was actually one of the first bans that came. No, second ban. Pardon.
It has been banned out every single series and playoff by Skyfire. It's not a map they like, and it was never a map that they were going to play into. So I think maybe coming into this, Orgless probably should have done a bit more work on other maps, maybe not relying on Cafe so much, because if they can pull out some other maps which are less conventional, maybe they could have done potentially a little bit better, but we'll see. I'm not counting them out just yet. It is still only the second map of the series. In saying that, we are going to be getting into Skyfire's first defense round. It is going to be the basement to start things off, so maybe one of the more conventional bomb sites. Usually it's either this one or CCTV to open things up, but you look at the lineup, it's the P10 Roni in the hands of Jigsaw on the Mozzie, Smacker back on the Rome machine of Vigil. And they have the castle as well. So it's going to be that extended hold up on the second floor. as per usual for Skyfire. This is a systematic style that they like to play. And saying that, on response, Flux Zeus going to be bringing the Monty to try and deal with some of this aggression that we're seeing out of Skyfire.
I mean, the Monty pick is not a bad idea to attempt this kind of counter, given the fact that we saw a fair few times that Monty was able to curb Skyfire's overall performance in the previous game when they played against Seventh Heaven. I wouldn't be surprised if this will be one of the answers to how to counter the overall aggression and overall playstyle of Skyfire that they have been performing. So here we'll see how things will work out here, but so far it's all left to a chance at the moment, seeing as how successful will Flux Zeus will be.
And that is going to be CCTV already open up. Flux Zeus just walking straight up that gantry with the big Monty shield. As it will be Jigsaw trying to contest, and Geo, despite having the line of sight there, no one really wins that trade. Flux looking for a bit of a punch hole through onto Jigsaw, but Jigsaw reading it smartly will rotate straight onto red, and it was potentially going to be a frag there from Flux, but he pulled the shield down. As actually Matthias will open things up, he finds the frag onto Jigsaw in the end, but Geo still incredibly low. The Ash downstairs. Dinkle going to cover that angle now instead, as it is going to be Matthias operating the drones, looking to set themselves up to push in onto CCTV. And I mean, there's a lot of rounds they need to do to bring it back to at least even, which is 4 straight in a row for Orgless here.
Yeah, that's going to be quite a run for Orgless to really bring out here, but, well, one can only hope here for all of the Orgless fans and all the Orgless players. They would want to get the ball rolling for themselves, but because for now, points-wise, things are not looking really, really good. Albeit, well, Skyfire now on the defense, it is time for Orgless to really start dictating the pace, and, well, they did prove a few times that they were able to do that very thing, so let's see if this time this is going to be the time where they're going to be shining. Drop down by Flux Zeus after the very thorough clear out of the top floor, which will be leaving Orgless with only just about a minute to really go with, and even then, Flux Zeus is being all alone actually at the moment. Well, only now Matthias will be dropping in, but right now that is a little bit of an overstretch here coming out from Orgless.
Yeah, he has been scattered out. They've got eyes on. I believe they only have the one Nitro Cell in the hands of Kubrian at the moment. Very centered anchor hold from Skyfire at the moment. It's going to be Smacker to find a refrag on the Geo. He gets taken down by Matthias. Matthias is back getting taken down by Archie. Quick trade of frags is Dinkle looking for something. Gets swung on by Archie, but Archie will lose that. He finds another one, in fact. Dinkle going big with the M76 in hand. It's all up to sequence now. He's not going to be able to take it. Orgless bring it back another round, 5-2. And a pretty poor read, unfortunately, from Skyfire, not being able to do anything about that Monty play.
And this is exactly what I've been talking about. The last time we saw Monty being picked against Skyfire did really see in the opposing team that was the Seventh Heaven actually succeed. Right now, it just shows the fact that Skyfire aren't particularly able, or maybe aren't able to quickly adapt to the fact that, well, there is a Monty. Well, we don't really know how to really counter it, or at least in the upcoming, in the previous round. Here, they are bringing in a Legion. I would want to see maybe an Ella pick as well, or just yet another trap operator just to slow down the shield operator's push, because apart from that, really, the moment those goo mines are going to get ignored, this is going to be it.
Yeah, most definitely. It is going to be that basement bomb site once again here for Skyfire. They obviously feel comfortable with how they had set up and how it could have played out. I think the biggest misread from them was the Monty pickup by Orgless here, so they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. They've got the Legion to try and deal with that. Jigsaw hopefully won't go down as early as he did in the last one, but we'll see how things play out. Getting themselves in the prep phase, getting themselves underway. It will be Skyfire looking to push themselves to match point. Orgless looking to carry on that slog to even things up, as round 8 definitely underway. The series well and truly underway, and Jigsaw maybe looking for something cheeky. We know Skyfire like to play those off-site holds from above. I was surprised that we saw Smacker anchoring downstairs with the rest of his team after they lost Jigsaw early. Wouldn't be surprised if he does head up towards admin, maybe towards Jim, to hold that off-site, come in for the pinch from behind, as Jigsaw almost gets his head taken off from Oil Pit. Dinkle going for the spray to open the door. almost takes out the Aussie.
Yeah, that would have been a very massive mistake to be made by Jigsaw, but thankfully for him, he will not be making at least that mistake yet, as the push into garage will be starting to commence. Same goes for the main entrance. Cairo is already there and will be attempting to try to close down any rotation points. For now, no, it seems that Fluxus is the one that will be leading the charge, albeit that being him the one that is carrying the diffuser, at least in leading the charge, is a little bit questionable, but either way, this is much workable.
I mean, you say leading the charge, it's more like the March of the Penguins, because he is rather slow with that big shield in front of him. As they are looking to try and clear out, they've read into a roam that isn't there. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to clear out Smacker or the likes of Sequence, who does like to hold those offsite positions. That is not, in fact, the case, which I think that maybe Skyfire have read into that read and are saying, you know what, they're going to be expecting this from us. What we're going to do is we're going to group up downstairs, look to put ourselves in positions for refrags and play off of that. And it does seem to be working.
Yeah, well, now looking like we just might be seeing yet another attempt at full-on aggression with some pressure from above. I mean, so far it's looking like we might be seeing a bit of maybe a repetition of the round, albeit Orgless is still quite a fair bit away from finding the full-on success and a comeback. Let's see whether this is the way to go. Cairo gonna be going and contesting the angle with Smacker, who nearly gets his head taken off, but Type 89 just deals so much more damage, as this does force Smacker onto his secondary position, where the ADS will be there to also protect.
Yeah, Cairo went for the aggressive push, not realizing that Smacker pulled all the way back as Matthias once again, 2 rounds in a row, will find the opening frag, this time onto Sequence, so that is the castle now gone. Not the biggest of losses, he did have the UMP-45 in hand. Kubrian, though, a much more significant loss as Geo finds that one. Jigsaw as well going to be down. Archie cleaned up quickly. A team kill from Fluxus, so we'll give him the unofficial triple. Dinkle finds Jigsaw, cleans him up. Smacker, though, will frag out Cairo in the end. He's got to find 3 as the diffuser is going out. It's going to be the spray on the blue. He's got to push into Armory to try and contest this. I think the best we can hope for is a couple of frags. It can be quite demoralizing, and that could play into their favor going into the next round. But at this stage, it definitely looks like Orgless are going to go 1 round closer, bring it back to 5-3. The push into Arsenal will be the play from Smacker, looking for the angle on those opened up walls. Spray going through into blue. Not really going to do much, and the respray will come out. Orgless. Geo securing a triple unofficial quad. I'll give him that. He took out Flux as well to bring it back to a 5-3, and they are definitely working towards bringing it back to even.
Yeah, and it's working out really well here. I'm already 2 rounds in a row, managing to play it off the fact that it's the kills, and I think the diffuser did get planted as well. So massive turnout here for Orgless after what was quite a demoralizing first half. Managing to slowly get it even closer to bringing all the way back for themselves. Curious if they will be able to bring this back for themselves, Orgless, or whether Skyfire will be able to find their win here. Only 2 rounds away from the success and the 2nd map in a row to be secured for themselves, but so far it's a wild field out there. Skyfire just seeming to be completely unable to really shut down the momentum that so far Monty seems to be bringing into the overall attacking play of Orgless, and now even so, without the Legion, I am definitely going to be questioning some of the decisions that Skyfire will be bringing in here, albeit that the smoke did prove to be last time to be one of the solutions. But for CCTV push, you'll need to be very careful about where you position the smoke, because you will need him for the long run.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's the fact that Skyfire are underperforming. They're not reading into this Monty play, and I think they're at the point where they're like, surely he can't play it 3 rounds in a row. Surely they're going to try something different. But if it's working, they're going to keep playing it. And maybe there needs to be some sort of adaptation to try and play into it, because Flux is doing a great job of getting himself into positions to disrupt the Skyfire lineup and set his team up to find those frags. And there is going to be a little bit of an adaptation. This could be the play. They've got some nitro cells in hand. Trying to throw those from below will clean out the Monty and could be the thing they need to stall out this attack as Cairo already pushing in. Jigsaw got a bit of a fright there, I think, as he was throwing out his black eye. will just play under that door, immediately just blow away the drone of Cairo and look to make some play off the bottom of this door. But they're looking for a bit of a different setup here.
Yeah, and Cairo might actually catch quite a bit of damage there if he won't be too careful about how he approaches the push. We'll see how this will be performed, considering that right now the main pressure point will be right onto the garage, as King Zeus is already starting to make some approaches. He's already right inside of that doorway, and he already gave out the call out onto the positioning of one of the defenders. No support whatsoever, no crossfire from down below is being made, and right now Jaeger is all up on his lonesome. Smacker will need to be very cautious, because the moment that shield collapses, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to catch a bullet to the head, even with that hip fire, as this is going to be a bit of a tilt to here. Smoke grenade to come out will be forcing Flux Zeus to fall back from that. Another one to come out, and oh, the gas is dealing so much damage. Flux Zeus just barely manages to run away.
He also got one of the bandit batteries as well, which will mean that Geo can get the exothermic charged out and start to open up this CCTV wall. This Monty pick seems to be absolutely stymieing the defense of Skyfire. I say that Cairo gets fragged out. That's the Hibana gone now. And Sequence, not quite sure where to go with the UMP-45 in hand. We'll just use the Super Shorty to open up that hatch, and might make to look something cheeky up the back of Matthias. Saw the head. Will just one tap out Kubrian with the G36C in hand. That ACOG going up big. Flux in position to walk himself in onto CCTV. Geo in support as well. Back in cash, it will be Archie and Jigsaw as well, I believe, as the utility is just being dumped. Flux looking to rotate round onto red stairs. Dinkle finds Sequence. That is the Castle God. 4 members left. 2 Orgless, 2 left here for Skyfire. It's Jigsaw and Archie holding that position. Flux is there with the shield, just being used. Jigsaw almost got wiped out. In fact, he will. Archie on the rotate is going to be hit by the concussion. Matthias accidentally takes down Flux. I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not. Does mean that a pickup is... Yeah, I think he was trying to execute the Valkyrie there and accidentally took out the Monty. As a result, does mean it is back to a 2 versus 2. They have control of the defuse. The prone play. It will be Matthias finding one. He gets fragged out by Archie, but Dinkle outside secures another round for Orgless. For the 3 rounds back-to-back for them on their attacking half. Brings it back to a 1-round difference.
Back-to-back kills indeed, as that was yet another confident take. So far, it seems that Clubhouse has slowly turned into a game of who can defend better into who can attack better, really. As so far, 5-1 has been for Orgless, but so far, pretty sure that not a single round on defense has been really claimed by... for Skyfire. Not a single round of defense so far has been really claimed for them. So they're going to be really struggling out here, which is, to me, it's quite amusing, to say at the very least, because usually I've got used to seeing just the Clubhouse be so defensive in the meta that it would have been almost a surprise to see a 3-3 scoreline, but now it is almost rather going to be a contest of who can get more rounds on attack, whether it's going to be a 5-1 or a 6-round flawless streak for either one of the teams here.
Yeah, most definitely. Round 10 underway. The action phase is only 30 seconds away. It's Skyfire setting themselves up on the defense. The Goyo is going to be the pick here for Sequence. They haven't picked the Legion or a Frost or anything to deal with this Monty, which is going to be Flux's pick once again. It doesn't even feel like disrespect. It's not Skyfire throwing. It's not them memeing. It's not them, being stupid at all. It's just this Monty pick has been so powerful for Orgless that Skyfire just really aren't sure what to do. It doesn't look like they've prepped for something like this sort of situation, and it really is their undoing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the fact that they're getting a little bit overconfident on some of the plays. Maybe it's them kind of slowly just starting to spiral down. It's still very much under a question as to what particularly is happening there for the team, because they looked so powerful, so absolutely mighty at the end of the first map and the beginning of this map, and now it's just all a complete 180. Maybe the question that we were asking the question that we were asking right before the beginning of the matchup as well about the overall endurance of the teams is going to be coming in and play more so earlier than we expected.
I mean, I could understand that maybe Skyfire are feeling a little bit of frustration into the Monty pick just because it is so infuriating. It's so annoying to play with. that it could be just playing on their mental side of things. So they've got a bit of a crossfire set up here in Cash. Jigsaw and Kubrian are going to be the ones holding that. There's going to be a push from Red Stairs as well. It's Geo with Thatcher. Archie finds Flux. They've taken down the Monty. This is a great pickup here. Geo actually finds Kubrian off the back of it, so the castle is now gone. But they've got no big disruption coming out of Orgless at the moment. Geo swings, finds himself a second onto Jigsaw. Dinkle looking for the sprays here down on the first floor, and it's definitely Orgless who are winning these gunfights at the moment. Geo, pegged as one of the big fraggers for this Orgless side when they came into this tournament. Sequence is going to be holding up in admin as well. Sorry, a logic office, logistics. And potentially from here, it could go quite big. It's holding that angle. It is going to be a soft wall there in Secret Stash, so might be able to find a spray through, as Geo is aggressively looking in onto construction as well. So they've done a great job despite losing that Monty early, but off the back of it, Skyfire is still well and truly in position to take this round back.
Oh yeah, they most definitely can pull this back. 3v4 is still a very workable situation, and given the operators that have been left for Skyfire to defend off, this can be turned around very swiftly here. The main thing is the fact that Fluxus has been eliminated pretty quickly into the round. Well, pretty quickly into the push, pardon. As now for Skyfire, this is just going to be a game of frags, really, as Logi Office just got opened up. Push by Ash will really not bring a whole lot apart from taking yet another crucial ground here. And not a single operator will be able to emphasize of that, but just as I say that, Sequence goes in for the peak. Mate's gone down, Cairo is down as well. Geo did manage to establish position in the logistics office, so now that's another pincer position that can be played off.
He will find the Vulcan shield. It was the run out of 10 from Archie. It doesn't go as well as they would have liked. Back to a 3 versus 2. Cairo was defeated. It was down and he's now been wiped out. Sequence with the Nitro Cell on the Geo. It's all up to Dinkle. The defuser was not planted. There's 2 seconds left. They're going to play it smart. And the pre-fire coming out of Tracy pushes them to map point. Despite going down members early, Skyfire keep their heads. They bring it back. And they are potentially about to go up 2-0 in the 2-0 in the series.
Exactly. Match point. One more round for Skyfire to really take. And here they are going to be going on the Church and Arsenal room. Now, last time the push was coming out, Monty was the big reason for Orgless's victory here. So might be looking at yet another potential round to push this into the final 12th round of the normal regulation. And this could be big if that is going to be the case. If overtime can be enforced here, even more of a question of endurance could be put down here. But for now, they seem to have figured out how to deal with Monty. Can they do it the same way, though, here on this very side? That is the main question to me.
Is this what I think it is? They're not reinforcing downstairs. They're all heading upstairs. Could this be maybe not necessarily a straight SSG roam, but some sort of adaptation? Because they're not reinforcing downstairs, they're getting those reinforcers upstairs. And if Orgless don't read into this could be absolutely dismantled here, this attack. And it's so hard to play into. Coming in from that's exactly what it looks like. The threat from above is going to be so hard to deal with if you're a Monty. This could be a massive read here out of Skyfire.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be curious to see how will that work out here, given that so many times, so many teams did attempt this whole play with the SSG strat, and so many failed. So here for Skyfire, I'm still going to be very skeptical about it, but hey, looking at the angle so far being set up here, this could be quite huge if played really well here by Smacker.
Yeah, he's holding by stage. He's looking under that castle barricade as well. Dinkle and Flux already aggressively pushing into Garage, going to get themselves into CCTV as well. Reinforcements are there as well as the mute jammer, so it will be Flux taking that one up, allowing Geo to open up CCTV wall. Dinkle aggressively spraying. It was Kubrian contesting, I do believe, as he copped a bit of damage off the back of it. Yeah, he's in CCTV. Sprays are coming out. He almost got his ankle shot off there, but has the Nitro Cell still in hand, keeping a hold of that one. Could be big and trying to shut down Flux at the moment. Archie is in position in Dirt Tunnel, although I don't think there's going to really be a lot of contesting coming out of that, so could look to make some plays off of that position as well. Post-plant, or even as the plant is going down. So here's the smoke. Could make something happen, but it was an interesting hold, and it does seem to have confused Orgless just a little bit.
Yeah, well, it did already manage to drain quite some time, but the fact that Bar has been completely forfeited into the control of the attack is going to be quite an issue, albeit the moment I say that, Kubrian is the one that picks up a kill onto Mateus, and that is the Ash player, that is the aggressor that could have been used. But Dinkle is there, he's on the hunt, he wants to find that frag, but the stun grenade won't really be telling any information, won't be giving away any, but that drop down into the pool has been pretty much the demise of the mute player. So with that said, the remainder of the squad minus Smacker has managed to forfeit back to the site, be it that the Vigil player will be trying to drain as much, even more time as possible.
Oh, Smacker, he's holding this angle in kitchen entrance. If he could make a play off of the back of this could be monumental. He's holding the angle onto Hedge. It's going to be a double drop down from Bar. Triple drop down, in fact, almost. No, Dinkle's just going to stay in Bar, provide oversight as they are now downstairs. Geo is there. They've got control of Church. Flux is in position. Cairo going to be planting defensively here. They've got the angle set up. Sequence and Archie are there, so they've got smoke canisters available. First frag comes out. Sequence has been dropped by Dinkle. Coming in from behind is Smacker. They haven't read into this, so Dinkle will be dropped there. Defuser is still down, so it is a post-pine position. Jigsaw finds Flux. That's the Monty going, the pizza, and Rody going big. They've got to find two more. Cairo and Geo, the other one's alive. Geo's gone. It's all down to Cairo, playing into 3. And it will be Skyfire closing out their map in a clean fashion. Even though the plant had gone down, Skyfire just frag out Orgless to take the series up 2-0. We are going to be heading into the map 3, potentially the final map of the night, Cthulhu. This is a different Skyfire showing up today, and they are here to game.
Yeah, they're here to not just game, they're here to take the big win in the grand finals, to call themselves the winners of this series within AEC minor league. So this is, yeah, I mean, map number 2, massive congratulations to them. Once again, double digits, whereas on the side of Orgless, this was a bit of a fallback from their performance on their own map pick previously, but now we are going back to their map pick, the one that they've picked themselves, which is Villa, but Skyfire is once again going to be starting on defense. Don't go too far away though, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a short break to set things up for you, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome back, guys. We are here for the third map of the grand finals tonight between Orgless and the Skyfire. It's the AEC Rainbow Six Minor League. Here tonight, I am BluePanda, joined still by Cthulhu. Cthulhu, we've had some great matches so far. Skyfire are here. They're gaming. They're here to win as well. We are now coming into the third map, which is Orgless' second pick, as it is a best of 5. We saw them win Coastline. We saw them win their own map pick of Clubhouse. Now they're on Orgless' second map pick. Can Skyfire shut it out, or are Orgless going to bring it back 2-1 and extend the series just a little bit further?
Look, I mean, if Orgless can't, if they can, make some good decisions on the strats here in Villa, I genuinely think that they might be able to make things work for themselves. But if not, and if it's going to be just straight at Fragfest, I would be thinking that Skyfire will close this out here. But yeah, it's very much of a toss-up between those two possibilities. For now, they're looking at the operator bands, Hibana and Ying, which does leave Thatcher open.
Pulse is going to be the follow-up here by Orgless. Pulse is something that, for sure, Skyfire do like to play on the defense because of the map. Villa is, you can play from below, you can play from all sorts of positions with that heartbeat sensor and the nitro cell in hand. So I'm not surprised at all that it's going to be taken away by them. The response is going to be Mira, a pretty stock standard ban for a map like this. So it is going to be Skyfire opening things up on defense. Orgless on attack. Unfortunately, Kubrian is not going to have that pulse available to him. We'll see how they are going to look to adapt, though, as it will they're definitely taking time. It's going to be an AVG start for this one, but it's Orgless looking to pick up the Monty again.
Yeah, it seems that Orgless has found the kryptonite of Skyfire here, and that is the French shield operator, who can can and has already leveraged quite a vast amount of rounds. So I wouldn't be surprised if we will be seeing some maybe early advantage here for Orgless. And, well, on AVG, Monty is going to be quite powerful, but so will be a fair few of the defensive operators with those pre-placed C4s from below. Oh boy, are they going to be quite deadly.
Oh, most definitely. Considering it is in the second floor, there's so much vertical threat to play around. Smacker going to be playing the Valkyrie for this one. Archie going to be playing the Maestro, so a lot of information gathering tools. You've then got the Jaeger and the MI, the Jaeger combo to deny all that utility to be thrown in. And then to finish things off, you've got Sequence going to be playing the Goyo, trying to slow things down with those Vulcan shields. So getting it onto bomb site is going to be a hard task at the best of times. And it's not made any easier by the defensive operators that Skyfire here are playing.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaeger-Womai combo has been pretty much a menace throughout the whole competitive scene as of recently, the moment Womai has been released into the fray. So here, right now, this is going to be the big test, whether the... what is better, the full-on meta that is based around the last 20 seconds with draining all of the thrown utility, or a single shielded Frenchy boy?
Well, it did net them 3 rounds in a row. Towards the end of Clubhouse there. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to get them any further than that, so it does seem that Skyfire are able to adapt on the fly just a little bit, although we'll see how it translates on this map. It's a vastly different map. It's a vastly different setup as well, as they are going to look to get themselves into Master Bedroom. Little do they know, it is going to be Smacker holding outside that window. If he were to throw a C4 from that out through that window, he could quite easily pick up 1, if not 2 frags, considering their positioning. He's going for a bit of a jiggle peek, will pull back as Dinkle did go for a spray there. So it gives away definitely that there are a number of operators playing outside this window. And back in the drones will be Flux. It's that support position that he usually is relegated to. And they say relegated as Cairo is actually the first one to go down. Q Brian finding that frag. And that's the diffuser. That is such a rough position.
No.
That is an absolute ass to try and get control of that back.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough one to bring this back, because albeit though it is only Jigsaw at the moment at the current position and nobody is yet rotating to the Jaeger player, but with the fact that Flux Zeus will be pushing back onto the Astro stairs rather than even going onto the further push into maybe Trophy, that is going to be leaving a little bit of a question. But just as I spoke about that, multiplayer will be returning back, and right now it's all up to between him and Jigsaw. Can he find that? There's the peak, does find the position, and will be just forfeiting, well, forcing the Jaeger to forfeit the position.
Yeah, I mean, I think Flux got a little bit spooked there as he did pull out that doorway pretty quickly. As they do see that, the Vulcan shield! He didn't read into that, as Smacker will find another one onto Mateus. That is a quick, cheeky run out onto the Zofia. It's going to make it that much harder. We'll join back up with Q Brian a little bit, as that Vulcan shield did do a decent chunk of damage onto Flux Zeus. Sprays coming out. He's being dropped even low. He's burning. There's another one there. This is a great read. Jigsaw with the flank finds the head of Dinkle. Flux Zeus finally goes down to Smacker. We can see another flawless round opener. Geo, though, will deny it. And, I mean, despite the fact that it's not a flawless round, that is still a 4-for-1 round. That is massive. Skyfire, again, opening things up with a win.
Yeah, Skyfire are just on a whole new level, it seems, right now on a fragging style. Albeit that Orgless had a pretty solid idea about how to go in for the push, but it's just on each and every attempt, each and every room that they've taken, they've lost a live operator there. So definitely not the best outcome possible, but fantastic. I'm almost lost for words really out here. Just how much it just seems that momentum of Skyfire is just cannot be thwarted, even after the fact that they've lost 3 rounds in a row on Clubhouse. They don't care. They don't give a single piece of sheep's hair.
Yeah. They do not give a water holding device created by humans to flood lakes. As they are getting themselves set up, it's going to be Trophy Statuary for the second round now. It is going to be a 2-round streak now for Skyfire. They won the last one, obviously, on Clubhouse. They've won the first one here. In fact, they've won the first round of each map so far, have Skyfire here.
Point, yeah.
And so they've got great opening potential. They have struggled a couple of those secondary rounds in certain series throughout the playoff stage. But once again, It's going to be Orgless committing to this Monty, that big shield operator from the French Alps, going to be running in, trying to be a nuisance. Smacker back on the vigil once again. We could see a cheeky peek here. It's not something they are adverse to as the round is going to be started. We might even see a run out. The window is wide open. He's going to go swing right. He's waiting. He was given away. He went a bit early. He probably could have delayed it a little bit and found someone, but yeah, just a bit too eager.
Yeah, there was another issue with the fact that it was a duo spawn. So if not for that angle, if he would have stayed there for a little bit longer and exposed his position, he would have been pre-fired from the east side. And that is the last thing that Smacker wants. So for him, he will just safely back off and just return back to his usual roaming duties for now. Albeit, some damage. That is quite some damage being dealt as Fluxus is just being a little bit careless about where he pushes in. And that is going to be costing him just about 25 with a pinch of salt and on top of that, health.
Not reading that the hatch was open does mean that he has to be a little bit more careful. There could have been a massive opening frag here for Skyfire. Could have been a great tool to shut out the rest of the round. Spray coming out from Cairo into that window outside of bedroom. No one there, not going to find anything off the back of it. Archie is rotating through to Astro with the smoke canisters and SMG 11 in hand, trying to deal with the man Fluxus operating that shield once again. He's going to push through master bedroom, look to push in towards the bomb site as well. They've got the Maverick, they've got tools to open it up, and playing on the other side will be the Skyfire defenders. You've got Jigsaw holding in by Statue, Archie's holding by Astro, reads into the fact that the Monty is there, throws out the toxic canisters, throws another one. He's going to lock him in position. Flux is going to run. They've lost the Monty for absolutely nothing. Smacker quickly follows up with a kill on Akaro. He finds another one on the Dinkle. Archie goes down to Matthias, but there's only two left. Frag grenade being cooked. The shield will not go down as the ADS eats it. And Jigsaw finds the head of Geo. Matthias is the only one left. He's contesting the Jaeger. Oh, sorry, not the Jaeger, the Vigil. As he will be dropped there by Kubrian with the Alder in hand. And once again, a 4-1 swing here for Skyfire to take out round 2.
Oh man, that was an absolute chaos there for Orgless to deal with. And that kill onto Monty, that is amply approved out there, honestly. That was just an absolute clinical kill, and massive play by Skyfire. As for Orgless, well, they had yet again, they have good ideas, they have good theory, but the actual execution is unfortunately lacking there. Could be due to maybe some tilt factor starting to settle in, maybe something else that is being put out there. Something is definitely up with Orgless's performance here right now. They had a good streak of rounds on Clubhouse where they nearly managed to make a comeback, but alas, that was not the case. And we did see them finish in a 7-4 performance. So now going on to dining here. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I know, it's so hard to pick what that one thing is coming out of Orgless, which is not allowing them to take these maps away. It's almost reminiscent of that scene in Austin Powers where the bad guy's stuck in front of the steamroller and refuses to move out of the way, because Skyfire are just sweeping them aside, taking these round wins completely uncontested. We did see in the operator pick, Fluxus picked up the Lion and then 6 picked out onto the Monty. This, as much as that was potentially a bit of a sneaky play, I think Skyfire have read into that situation again. I don't think they quite got away with that sneaky switch out.
Yeah, that is a very obvious bait that I reckon. I will be surprised if Skyfire fell for it, because first of all, this would have been the first time we would have seen a Lion pick come out from Fluxus, and that is probably that is not the play there, Chief.
In fact, you know what? I can tell you the last time that we saw Lion in this tournament, and it was actually Skyfire that played it. It was Skyfire Gammo, the owner of the organization, subbing in, and he was able to clutch it out, being able to stall on the diffuser and win his team the round. And that was a good long while ago. It was the last series of the group stage for Skyfire as well. So it has been a good long while since we saw a Lion pick, but we are getting into the action phase underway, and Jigsaw absolutely mows down Dinkle, takes out the Ash, no breaching charges, and Flux just carries on. He walks past, he hasn't seen a damn thing, he doesn't want any of that nonsense. He is going to move off. He's going to relocate. He's now going to see those electrified walls. And he is going to go and join up with the rest of his team that is still alive because Dinkle is no more.
Dinkle being no more, that is going to be a bit of an issue, given that the man is still sitting on a bit of a donut in the round 3. He has been popping off quite frequently on Clubhouse, but here right now he's having a bit of an issue here. Breaches do come through though, and the info gathering is still up there. It's still fully top-notch as Sequence does pick up yet another one with the Org, one of my personal less favorite guns in Siege, but nonetheless still manages to frag out. Takes quite some damage, but now it is the game of the utility as the C4 does come out. Tracy, fantastic timing there, as that is the Maverick off board. No more hard breach, no more soft breach. You're left with a couple of, 3 flashbangs, couple of smoke grenades, and shield, and an ARX to your name. That is it, and that is going to be quite a tall order.
Yeah, I mean, really, the most that can be contributed here is a bit of roam denial out of the Nomad with the air jabs. This is going to be a dire situation if Geo gets fragged out, because then it's going to be all up to Flux, who is the defuser carrier at the moment. And yeah, that shield's great and all if you've got support. If you're all alone, I mean, you might as well be carrying a stick with a bag full of your belongings on your back, because the only thing you could really do is walk yourself out of there. You're not going to be able to get in a position to actually do much of anything, as they will spot out that pre-placed nitro cell. They shoot it out in the end. He's going to push through in onto Laundry and into Dining Room as well. We'll throw out the smokes, looking to set up the defuse. Unfortunately, it's Flux with it. Wide swing coming out of Geo, taken out by Smacker. No. And the toxic canister, a flawless round, has been Skyfire's style so far, as he did go for the plant and was just absolutely murdered for his efforts.
Poor Flux. Like, this is already the second time in a row he's being killed by the gas grenade. And I don't think he's very much enjoying that flavor. That is, that is just an absolute steamrolling here happening. 3 rounds in a row so far. So last time we saw that, on the 4th round, Orgless were able to find themselves back on their feet, at least with a single point. But now I'm not so sure, Panda. Like, this is not looking
so
favorable.
Flux was playing the Nook. He 6-picked out. It's not the Monty this time. So I think he's had enough. He's done. I don't want to play the French operator anymore. I'm going to play Jackal. We're going to deal with this roam threat and play off the back of that. So we'll see if this can translate into a win. I think he's a little bit frustrated at the moment, Cthulhu.
A little bit will probably be an understatement, to the point where I reckon, like, his decision of swinging finally off Monty into the Jackal is, that's it, I'm getting me mallet. Like, this is him getting angry and frustrated. Albeit that, I mean, his job from the get-go was not to frag out, per se. Like, a few of the frags that he did find himself on Clubhouse were partially due to a very lucky hipfire spread. You gotta say that, unfortunately, as that the hipfire kills are always it's a gamble.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and they are going to be getting themselves. It's going to be AVG for the next one. 4 rounds in a row, back to back here. No, I'm wrong. It's 5 rounds in a row, including the last 2 of Clubhouse. For Skyfire at the moment, they are definitely on a hot streak at the moment, and it shows. It shows in the way the players have been playing. They're far more serious. They're far more focused in Jigsaw playing on this same window. If Mateus, if he doesn't read into this, if he gets fragged out again, that is going to be control of the diffuser. They've scattered him out. The drone is there. Jigsaw is going to be well and truly given away. Mateus he's jumping back on the drone. He's so scared right now. He doesn't want to get fragged out and lose that diffuser for his team. So it's all back to that information setup, all back to that gathering as well. Dinkle has the window open outside of bedroom. They are so hesitant right now, and for good reason, because Skyfire are just, there we go. He found it anyway. Jigsaw takes out Matthias. That is the hard breach gone. Skyfire are just on another level.
Yeah, on a whole new level being here. It's just Skyfire one step ahead continuously. Smacker's position can get droned out pretty quickly, albeit that
his position is still so completely unaware. The White Swing onto Zafir comes out, the AK is there, but no, the MPX is better. Smacker's position is just so completely unknown to Orgless that this is just, at this point, becoming a little bit cynical.
They're just finding a frags. Brian finds another one. At this stage, Orgless must be so demoralized by how they are getting cut down by a Skyfire that they're just walking in. They're not droning properly. As Flux, he does find two, though, and it has been a far more effective performance so far than on the Monty at this stage. So we'll bring it back a little bit closer. There is one-man advantage, and if they can find one more, they can bring it back to even. Definitely a winnable situation at the moment. There are 53 seconds left. Smoke does go in to try and cut off line of sight as they will push through. Evil Eyes there. Flux gets dropped pretty low by the laser behind him. Utility available. It's going to be picked up by the Where My Magnet on the... right there in front of him, and Geo walks straight back into it, and we'll get the white screen here as they are going to throw smokes in and try and get the defuse down. Sprays coming through. Brian finds him. He's looking for another sequences there in support, and Geo gets dropped by the Evil Eyes. Skyfire, another round, already up 4-0 on the first half of Villa.
Oh, no. Oh, poor Geo. That's just getting swarmed from all sides and having the Evil Eyes zapping him as well for 5 points per shot. That feels bad.
Multiplied adds up, so unfortunately it was enough to take him down. It's one of those ouch moments for sure. Cthulhu, this has been systematic. That is the only way I can describe Skyfire's play. It's on another level. We've talked to people in and around the computer. They're not a strat heavy team, is being what they're saying. They're not, they're not as serious as others. They can be a little bit toxic, but this is just, they've stepped up. This is hugely impressive. They're on another level. They're shredding well. They're rotating well. They're playing those flank positions incredibly well. And the frags are definitely coming through for them. They are now 4-0 up. They've won 6 rounds back-to-back between this and the end of Clubhouse. Could we see a 7-0 shutout on Villa?
Everything could happen here, really. Honestly, it's so far with the way how the pace has been going, I wouldn't be excluding that possibility, really. Orgless are seeming to be just losing all of their faith maybe in themselves. I'm not too sure what is exactly being lost there, but the motivation is definitely lacking on some of the plays. Attempts at the confident peaks are there, but even the drone game has been lacking last round, and that is what cost them, at the very least, 1 if not 2 of the losses.
Yeah, most definitely. The prep phase is done and dusted. I'm not quite sure what Smacker is shooting at, but maybe he's just getting his eye in, getting a bit of practice, getting himself warmed up. No, he's just destroying the model planes. The dude hates the arts and crafts. He's a bully. You cannot let him do that sort of thing. It's needless, wanton destruction, and he must pay. And we'll see if Orgless can make it happen, but they're getting themselves in, they're getting the drones in, they're getting into study to try and establish that information. And the defense of Skyfire has been on another level.
Curious though, how will the Skyfire roster perform on the attack? Given that they had a few hiccups here and there, and Clubhouse was quite a spooky one, but so is Smacker's White Swing, as just as spooky it is, but it will be finally shut down. Dinky does find the shot, but meanwhile off-screen Sequence did take up quite some damage as well, and that is going to be quite an issue there potentially for further gunfights.
I mean, Flux Zeus playing the Jackal. He looks a bit hyperactive at the moment. He's got more movement speed than he's used to. He's full of, pre-workout. He's ready to go. He's ready to find frags. We'll see if he can find it. He got 2 quite clean ones in the last round, so probably looking to pick up a few more off the back of it. It is a 4-4. The biggest problem, though, is the fact that it is Cairo that was taken down, so those gadgets are going to be that much harder to find and deal with. They did lose Smack off the back of it, though, so the goo mines won't be regenerating. Geo pushing aggressively into a theater, and they're now in a position where they can look to contest this double split bomb site upstairs. On their own, though, is Jigsaw from below, could come up main stairs and absolutely ruin all the attempts here by August to set things up. Matthias is going to be rotating down, has the diffuser in hand. If they lose him, that could be hugely detrimental. Archie with the bullet holes from Astro. Such a long angle with such a small gun. If he can find the head of someone here, not only is that demoralizing, but that is embarrassing almost. The fact that you could contest an angle from that range, which is arguably probably the smallest gun in the game.
Yeah, and yeah, it's definitely going to be quite an issue further on. For now, though, it's seeming to be that Orgless have managed to pace themselves down a little bit, just figuring out where they're going to be pushing, where they're going to be playing it out, and then really start trying to make it work. This SMG-11 will be in the hands of Archie, as yet another gas grenade will be coming out, and a pre-fire, fantastic one, landing right onto his head. Will be there as, oh, Dinky, Dinkle, sorry, Dinky, what the heck?
I don't know, he's been
Lanza.
fighting, you could quite easily call him Dinky as Dinkle. In fact, we'll be going for the defuse fight. So let's sequence below. He used that impact to open up the floor. We've seen him in a situation similar to this, where he has been caught out of position, not necessarily due to any fault of his own, but purely because of the fact that he lost teammates into that situation. And Orgless actually able to bring it back. They stemmed the bleeding. They are up 1 round at least on this map, so it won't be the 7-0 finish here. It's going to be 4-1. Orgless have 1 more round on the attack, so maybe they can look to string together another one, but that was a much cleaner round coming out of them. And maybe, you know, the way it looks, mad respect coming out here from Orgless. Cairo even acknowledging that that was a nutty shot. But yeah, maybe the Monty was more of a hindrance than any sort of advantage than we could have expected, because Flux Zeus is now showing up with the Jackal pick.
Yeah, finally having an extra set of proper guns to really get into a gunfight with is certainly working out quite well now that Skyfire has fully adapted to the fact that there was a Monty and they know how exactly to punish the pace of the Orgless. So now, with the bit of a change in the pace and a bit of a change in the approach, Orgless might be looking at finally start getting some of the rounds, maybe a map even, to be taken away from Skyfire's pace. So that is going to be, if Orgless can return further down the road, this could be the big breakthrough for them that they much need right now, because being on a 2-map deficit, this map is their final chance at redemption, final chance at winning the map count and the grand final as well.
Yeah, most definitely. It's Orgless fighting for their lives, tooth and nail at the moment. We'll see if they can change things up. Unfortunately, Cairo has yet to find a frag in this map so far. It's Orgless definitely struggling at the moment, and Flux Zeus leading the frags for his team. Considering the position he found himself on, relegated to that shield operator, maybe they should have let him loose earlier on and they would have been in a better position, because the man can frag.
Yeah, the man can definitely frag. We saw that on a fair few occasions, and in this position should be able to make things work once again for his team. For now, Orgless trying to get back into play. Round 6, the final round before we make the switch off the sides. And so far, not a single bit of blood has been drained. Mateus is already out of the drone, so no chance for him to be the one to be droning out and being kind of on the background. He needs to be the one spearheading the operation. He still has the frag grenades, he still has the great gun, and so is the Flux Zeus, who will be fragging out right onto Archie.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, he's been unleashed. That's the only way I can describe it. He's finding frags left, right, and center now that he isn't having to aim around that massive shield. They're getting themselves in. Jigsaw, though, will even things up with a frag on a Geo. That is the Nomad. Kubrian follows up quickly with a kill onto Mateus. And it does mean that Roam Denial is going to be gone, as well as that hard breach of the Maverick. They have lost the frag grenades off the back of it as well. They've still got Cairo on the Thermite, the man with the exothermic charges. They can get themselves into position. He's looking to contest Tracy Minaj. Smacker is there. He loses out on the damage front there, but has the shotgun in hand. Could look for something cheeky. And Jigsaw will find Flux. Double kill for him. Unfortunately, Flux not able to go quite as big as he would like. In this tight angle is Smacker. The flash is going out widescreen. The swing comes down. Gets the down and the kill. Cairo doing work there. Jigsaw is low. Definitely in a position to be fragged out and evened up here. Sequence, though, pretty healthy. Kubrian as well. Very, very healthy, holding pantry stairs off the back of that. Long rotate for Cairo to join up with Dinkle as it stands. They've got a minute left in the round to try and get in and find the diffuser. Spray's going out. Sequence does get dropped by Dinkle. Dinkle is a man who can frag very well. Brings it back to a 2v2. Health reasonably similar, all said and done in terms of points available. Dinkle still has both of those rounds for each of the lifeline shots available. will use the one to open up. The impact goes off. And actually, it will be Dinkle getting caught out by his own impact, pre-firing these angles. 33 seconds left in the round. Jigsaw just holding tight in China Room. Flash is going out, goes to the swing. He actually finds it. Double kill in the round. 26 seconds left to work with Brian. MPX in hand. They are going to use the exthermic charge. And the impact goes out. The swing coming out. And Dinkle goes massive for Orgless in the round.
It's huge here coming from Dinkle, being able to finally bring this back for his team, push it even further. That is just absolutely massive here for Orgless, and this might be the big push for them. 2 rounds difference is not a big one by any means, and here for Orgless, they already managed to pull off quite a few streaks of rounds. So here, if they manage to bring this back, this is going to be a huge point for them to make against Skyfire. Whereas for Skyfire, this has been a bit of a withdrawal, starting from what was a very careless jump out by Smoke, and finishing up with the fact that it all ended up resulting in a isolated just 1v1s for Dinkle, who was just very clinical and very just sharp on his M762, and add it all up together, and that is your win for Orgless.
Yeah, we're getting into the second half, though. It's Skyfire now on attack. We've seen them do pretty spectacular things on attack so far throughout this series as it stands. We'll see if Orgless can look to bring things back even further. Like you said, 2 rounds difference. It's a much better half than it looked initially, considering they dropped the first 4 rounds as it was. They bring 2 back. They're now in a position where they can contest this. They need to push it further and take it to a 3rd, if not a 4th, if not a 5th map, if they can at the moment, because they are fighting for their lives in this grand finals. They've lost 2 maps already. This is do or die for Team Orgless at the moment.
There is the final chance for them, the final map to really push themselves even further in this matchup, to get themselves yet another chance at pushing the onslaught of Skyfire back even further. This is the one where they need to perform. So far, looking at the overall setup, definitely the Womai and Jaeger combo is going to be the main issue here for Skyfire to deal with. But on the side of Skyfire, they have the IQ, they have so many grenades, actually 4 total frag grenades as well to be used between Brian and Archie. And that could be quite huge if utilized the right way. Matthijs, the sole roamer actually, pardon, Dinkle as well in the trophy and statuary as well. There's the White Wing. Oh, just loses out on the gunfight, and Tracy Minaj, aka Smacker, will be coming out victorious out of that by a massive surprise.
Yeah, it is in a position where it could be fragged out. Has lost a decent chunk of health as it stands, but that is the where my gone. No magnet's going to be regenerated at the moment, so it will mean it's just that much harder to deal with the utility. You see Flux playing from downstairs. They've got the vertical threat with the nitro cells available. Unfortunately, they don't have a pulse as it was banned out. So they're going to have to try and read into it with what knowledge they have available to them as aggressively just Skyfire asserting themselves. Gio, yeah, he's taking pot shots with that shotgun. They're not going to quite land, as we do hear the explosions going out. I can't quite tell if that was a frag grenade. The window being opened up from behind Gio. He panics a wee bit. Will rotate back into games as the utility is being dumped at the moment. He's unhunting Vault. Will just hold that position. It's a little bit more secure for him there, as he's probably feeling a little bit scared after what just happened. You don't really expect a window to be blown open behind you. Goo mines are being thrown out there. Archie in position, and Classical will open up that wall into Vault as well. Getting it themselves in a position, and the contest comes out, but Gio loses that one to Kubrian. Smacker finds another under Dinkle. Double kill for him in the round. It's going to be Cairo in trouble. Does find Sequence in the end, so a pretty solid trade. Skyfire systematically take them out. 2 quick frags to end things, and we now see Skyfire go up 5-2. And it looked like it was going to be some semblance of a contest, but Kubrian and Jigsaw on the IQ shut that notion down very quickly.
Oh, man. Skyfire, what seemed that I was just about to make a point that the fact that Flux Zeus was on that flank, it was on a similar type that ended up seeing Skyfire's demise in the previous matchup against Seven Heaven. They just full-on shut it down. No chance whatsoever. Just flat out, pub stomp, that's it. Call it a day and keep going. So 5-2, 3-round difference. is going to be already putting quite a strain. The last round before Skyfire will ensure themselves a match point, potentially. And at that point, you are being pressed right up against the wall at this point if you're an Orgless player.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to be heading back to AVG for round number 8. There is 3 rounds separating Orgless from that tie point. 2 rounds separating Skyfire from victory in this grand final. The dream run through the lower bracket all the way through, playing over 100 rounds of Rainbow Six Siege to get to the lower bracket finals. Now they find themselves 2 rounds away from taking it out and being crowned the Season 3 champions. Prep phase is underway for the defense in round 8. Orgless have to bring something different to the table to bring this one back. It's all or nothing. It's ride or die. They have to do something. Matthias looking for something different a bit here, opening up some bullet holes into Astro. Might be able to make something happen off that. He's playing the Vigil though, so he's going to have to go for that roam, but look for those frags, look to pinch in from behind and bring it back for the team.
Yeah, right now Orgless needs each and every push, each and every play that they can dish out themselves to really make things work here. It's a really, really aggressive and a really quick, actually, push here by Skyfire, as I know Dinkle is just going to be straight away falling back. He's not even going to try to contest some of the angles that could have been held there, but Matthias, actually, he's got a very strong position where he could play off really well if he's not going to get droned out or found by the IQ jammer. There's the shot coming out as, oh, there's the peek out. The drone is there. That did get spotted out, but oh, a very unfortunate gunfight will actually be resulting in neither of the parties losing any health.
I think the only thing it was unfortunate for was the egos, all said and done, because both players whiffed their shots entirely. It's the IQ from above sees Matthias, the EDC, giving away the position. Not quite able to find the head, but tags him in the shoulder a couple of times. So a bit of a sting going to be felt there, but Matthias does escape with his life, though, in the end. Sequence also copped a bit of damage from behind. They are very even, definitely in a position to go either way at the moment. First half of the round is gone as Kubrian gets dropped. Cairo is there with a great spray. I believe it was him. I'm not quite sure. But Jigsaw in a position. Will open the window. Cairo looking to finish things off. He does in the end, almost getting refragged out there by Jigsaw. I don't think he quite realizes just how close he was to dying. But they have the man advantage. Orgless putting themselves up in a great position to close this one out and bring it back to a 5-3. But in saying that, Skyfire have got some solid fraggers. Smacker, Jigsaw, Sequence, Archie, they can win this in a 4v5 easily.
Yeah, I mean, the one-man disadvantage isn't too big here for Skyfire, but Orgless are going to be clinching on that as much as possible. Tracy Minaj will be just waiting for Dinkle to go in for the push. Same goes for Mateus. So right now, a 3-man hold could very much work out here, and that is if the shot will land here from Skyfire, if the push will come through. Maestro is already in prepped with the fully loaded box mag, ready to blast things off, but there is some vertical play being made there, as right now Maverick is being a little bit bamboozled, and well, the Zofia needs to apply some more pressure there in hopes of finding some success there. But oh, Zofia will actually get shut down. There's another one play from below, and it seems that the whole push of Skyfire is falling apart. All up to Jigsaw to try to make a play, but with 12 seconds to go and barely being anywhere close to the site, it seems like a flawless round will finally be in favor of Orgless.
Yeah, it seems like Skyfire's biggest enemy at the moment has been that clock on the attack at the moment, as Orgless will secure themselves the 3rd round, bringing it back. Definitely not going to be going out of this map at all without some kicking and screaming and crying. And if they can keep that up, they can keep clawing back. They can bring this to an even point and even take the win as it stands. So they do get themselves a 3rd map. We're going into a 3rd round, sorry, not a 3rd map. We are in the 3rd map. They are in round 9 now. Trophy Statuary will be the bomb site of choice for Orgless here. They want to bring it back. They want to fight back. They have taken some of these really, really good bomb fights. Gun fights. The bomb is not what you're using to fight at the moment. But yeah, they're taking these gunfights. They're playing the roam game very, very well. It's good to see that they've adapted into that situation to look to abuse the fact that the map is so extensive. And there's so many different angles and there's so many different positions that these attackers need to flush out. And if they can keep that up, they could definitely take this map away from Skyfire.
Yeah. Orgless only 2 rounds away from drawing it out. their final chance at redemption here at the grand finals of AEC League and AEC League. And so far the setup is looking mighty fine once again, bringing in some more extended holds here involving Legion as well as some new jammers. Could most certainly help here the overall situation. Jaeger and Womai combo will be coming out once again, but last time didn't really seem to slow down the attack just as much, albeit that double Jaeger set will definitely ensure that whoever will be guarding the doorway into the statue area will be nice and tucked in and safe.
Yeah, and I mean, the action phase is underway. We've seen Cairo in some of these offside positions find a couple of frags. He got a decent one on the Kubrian in the last one. He's made entrance now with the door wide open, waiting for someone to push it. Goes to the swing to the left. Not going to see anyone. Will run back inside, not giving away his position. So can look to go for the run out once again. Unfortunately for him, he has no friends on the Skyfire roster as they are all on the other side of the building.
And maybe it was a good read. Maybe it's just a calculated decision based off the fact that they've drawn it out really well. Or maybe it's just Skyfire just being really swift, as we're already seeing Smacker actually right at the bottom of the Astro stairs. And if he won't generate as many of the sound cues as possible, this could be a huge move for him. That R4C is going to be blasting anyone in the close proximity, as it is one of the best guns right now and for the attack. But the remainder of the whole roster of the defense is actually nowhere near the Astros, so this could be the free real estate for Smacker to take.
Yeah, it does seem that Orgless are prioritizing some of these tight angles, looking for those gunfights that are in more of their favor, I suppose. As that is what we're seeing in positions where they can refrag as well. It's going to be the push up into Astro from Smacker. The Geo on the rotate from behind. Mateus cops a bit of damage, and he will eventually go down to Smacker, and then Geo goes to the run out with the SMG-11 in hand with the shotgun. Takes out Jigsaw, has the Nitro Cell in hand, pings are going out. He will throw it, rips it, and he takes Kubrian for a double kill, bringing it back to a 4v3. Dinkle, unfortunately, will be taken out by Smacker. Does mean that it is going to be a 3 versus 3 as it stands. Things are slowing down once again. Geo back with the shotgun. Cairo from above takes out Smacker with T5 in hand. That's a 3 versus 2. Still winnable 100% here for Skyfire as the Breach Torch will be opening up that wall into Statuary. If they can get in, get the diffuser down, I say that as they get the return from the defense using that impact to open it up. No, they didn't even throw the impact. It was a goo mine that was thrown at it. They've got to destroy this wall with bullets. You hate to see it. It's so hard to do. It takes so much commitment, gives away your position. They have it open now. They have a way to get in and get the defuse planted. Evil Eyes are there, though. 35 seconds left on the clock. When my magnet picks up the frag grenade does mean that the Evil Eye won't be destroyed, and that was the last frag in the pocket of Archie. Makes it so much harder. Spray going onto the desk in Astro. No one's there. The wide swing coming from Cairo. He gets down. It's up to Geo and Flux right now. 20 seconds left to play with. Flux actually finds sequence before Cairo goes down. It's all up to Archie, and it's not enough. Geo brings it back. 5-4.
5-4, only one round away from making this a draw, and Geo just pushing it with his teammates all up to all full throttle, all full speed right now. Skyfire looking like they having yet again that set of rounds where they just having that fire just slightly extinguished from the sky, and well, this is the time when they need to push up. This is their final finish line, really, if they want it to be. Whereas for Orgless, well, this is also one of those final moments where they need to ensure that they're not losing a single bit of rounds. They need to bring this back for themselves, and they would want it because, well, that is quite a title as well to be held here.
There's definitely some bragging rights, not to mention the prize money that goes into winning this season as well. So they're playing for that. Don't forget. We are getting into it. It's round number 10, 5-4. Skyfire have a round advantage. It's going to be a dining room bomb site to hold here. Geo back on the mute. We saw him go massive in the last round with a 3K. 2 kills with the... Oh, no. It was a 4K, I believe. He got 2 kills with the SMG-11, 1 with the Nitro Cell, 1 with the shotgun. So, yeah, I believe that was a 4K in the end. Pretty big from him. We'll see if he can replicate that as well on this bomb site. They've got a bit of a vertical hold set up here with the castle as well, just making it that much harder to get the vertical control for Team Skyfire.
Yeah, for the Skyfire here, they need to make sure that they're nailing those shots. The last time the flank from Dinkle and Geo has been absolutely phenomenal there, and was pretty much the key for success of Orgless's win there on the defense. So curious whether they will be able to repeat the same performance here, given the fact that Skyfire, to be honest, got a little bit maybe too aggressive almost there on some of their pushes, and that is what has been costing them quite a few rounds.
Yeah, and it definitely, it's not that either team are playing poorly, it's just that both teams so desperately want to win these rounds and string them together that they are bringing their absolute all, which is what you want to see in this situation. Both teams contesting heavily as Jigsaw will be the one to open up the frags, taking out Cairo, so no Goonmine's going to be regenerating there for this defense side. Does make it that little bit harder to secure a defense as Flux, holding from Statuary, gets sprayed out, almost loses his head, but turns around at the last second. Has Dinkle in support on that window as well. The real question is, do they read into the fact that there is a tight angle being held in that position? Kubrian there will just rotate back, or I say rotate, rappel back down and take it a little bit easy, rotate into another window. As Smacker finds Geo, they actually trade out in the end. SMG-11 proving to be just as strong as the AR in the hands of the FBI agent. Jigsaw finds a second. It's Mateus gone now. 4 versus 2. Skyfire definitely in a position to push themselves to match point, and saying that it's Flux and Dinkle left alive. 2 very, very solid fraggers on this August roster. Unfortunately, Dinkle goes down. It is up to Flux. He has got to find 4. He's proved that he can frag rather effectively. Spray going out. He loses that trade, and through the soft wall, it will be Jigsaw securing that one for himself and pushing Skyfire to match point.
This is the round where Skyfire have managed to break the pace of Orgless. They've broke the overall pace for a potential comeback, and well, 4-6 scoreline, 1 round away from the win here for Skyfire, and 2 rounds away from pushing it into overtime for just yet another chance at making this win, really.
Yeah, at this stage, you've got to wonder, is there going to be enough in the reserve tank for Orgless to push it to overtime and take it to a map 4? Because as much as I'd love to see Theme Park, it just seems like Skyfire are playing on another level at this stage. What can shut them down? And the answer is not a lot, because they are just fragging out of their minds. They're taking the jewels. They're setting up in position to capitalize on any misplays that are being made here by Orgless. We see a bit of a change up. It's going to be AVG for the defense of Orgless going into match point. Round number 11. They've got a couple of nitro cells. They've got a couple of barbed wires and 1 deployable shield. How they set that up is going to be instrumental in whether or not they can bring it just that little bit further, take it to a 6-5 scoreline, and then push it to an overtime. We won't know until we get into it. Prep phase is underway. Action phase will be underway momentarily. You look at the frags. Smacker, Jigsaw, both on double digits. Kubrian 1 frag away from double digits. Orgless struggling just a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, well, we just got to see as well the map and how the day developed so far. So far, it's been a run for Skyfire, and all through and through, really. Not a single overtime, but we got so close on the first map. Second map was quite a stomp there by Skyfire, and seems so far that Skyfire are not planning to really bring things back, really. So
yeah, it's just it's clean play that we're seeing out of Skyfire. They have been known as a team who does mess around a little bit. They like to have a bit of fun at the enemy. Surely that's a spectator bug. I hope that Smacker wasn't able to see his foot through the floor, but Dinkle will be the first one to drop here for August. 14 frags under the belt of Smacker. Does put them at a man advantage early on their match point round. And if they can look to carry on this aggression, they are going to shut it out very, very soon. Kubrian changing things up. Usually he's been playing the sledge. Now he's going to be playing the Canadian, the Buck, looking to open up the floors and provide some of that pressure from below for his team.
Yeah, early frag onto Jaeger has been absolutely fundamental here. Dinkle was able to swing quite a few rounds in favor of Orgless, and now with him gone in a potentially final round, things are not looking all pretty, albeit not all is lost. The utility from Jaeger has been put down all over the place, and Cairo does manage to solidify the frag, albeit that he will be instantly fragged out. So there is still some hope there, as yet another C4 also lands on the Jigsaw, and health-wise, not looking all pretty here for the IQ player.
Yeah, he caught a bit of damage. Luckily, he was tucked into that corner, didn't lose out. Geo is there behind the deployable shield, has the SMG-11 in hand. Will be flushed out just a wee bit as the floors are just scattered at the moment. Geo opens up the wall with his own shotgun. Wants to get on the action as well. Doesn't want Kubrian to be having all the fun with his skeleton key as he just keeps opening up the floor. Looking to try and find flags. Geo is there. Jigsaw is close in on the angle behind the shield. Matthias finds one with an ISL flux. Zeus follows up with a quick one with the Elder. Matthias goes down. The shotgun in hand will secure the kill on a Jigsaw. And what looked like it was going to be solidly in Skyfire's favor swings quite quickly in the opposite direction. It's all up to Kubrian now. 44 seconds left. Doesn't have the diffuser. Doesn't have frag grenades. Only has the flashes after the nerf. Has to play into Geo and Flux Zeus. The Elder and the SMG-11 have gone big for them so far in this series. Looks like Orgless are doing what they can to bring this that much closer. Equalize available. Will just tag him down a little bit. Kubrian! He's tanking it. He's looking the wrong direction. He's being forced to make these mistakes here. And if they can keep it up, if the spray comes out, Geo with the shotgun brings it one round away from overtime. Orgless going, kicking and screaming into the night. Not willing to give it up. Want to take it to a map 4 if they can. Cthulhu, this has been an absolute stunner to cast.
Oh, it's been a stunner. It's been a roller coaster of emotions here, Panda. It's been just all over the place, really, and I'm loving it. Really. It's the final round, almost the final round, that had all the potential, really, as the starting kill was in favor of Skyfire. It had such a turnaround, really, in favor of Orgless, as I'm lost for words there, as just how many times we've seen those just complete 180 turnarounds.
Yeah, I mean, they are resilient in these situations. They can take the frags where they need to. The bigger problem is they need to string together some of these rounds because it has been sporadic for Orgless throughout this entire series. They need to get a couple in a row. They need to get one more to take it to overtime. They need to get three more, sorry, to be able to take it out. No, actually, sorry, 4 more. Because, 3 more. 3 more. Math is not my strong suit, but siege casting is. So 3 more rounds, they can take it. They can win this series. Take it to Theme Park, which is a map that I do enjoy casting, so I wouldn't be against the idea. But we'll see if they can do it. This round is the most make-or-break round we have had throughout this entire tournament. Skyfire win it, they win the series. Orgless win it, they take it to overtime and give themselves a chance at redemption. It's all kicking off.
It's all taken off, indeed. Just as though I was about to prophesize that Skyfire might be able to break the pace here. Orgless were all there, all into it, all over that place. They wanted to find that frag. They wanted to find that win in the round. And, well, it certainly looks like they just might be able to bring this back. The potential and the momentum has been swung back in their favor here. And Smacker, once again, this time with Jigsaw on the help and the live drone coming through, will be going in for the push. There is, I believe, some information being given away, as Cairo is quite knowledgeable about the drone. There it is. Jigsaw will be going in for the swing. There's the Ash as well to follow things up, but they're completely unaware where it could be the Mozzie, as he already managed to fall back.
Yeah, I mean, he is an elusive wee operator. Just because he is so short, can maneuver around without being seen. But it's Smacker in the same situation. We've seen him out in almost every single round on attack, aggressively pushing in with support from behind. If they can keep that up, they can look to go massive in the round and shut things out. First minute has been used to get utility in, get the information in, and get themselves established on this first floor. Drones are going out. Flux is sitting on the table in trophy there and could go big with that. Although we've seen him do it a couple of times, and now that he is in a fragging role, he has been performing in these situations. Cairo is there with the Mozzie sitting in statue behind the Vulcan shield. ADS is at a 9 at utility. If he can get that pixel angle onto someone, the frag grenade is there for Archie. Have they burnt through it enough to be able to get the frag grenade? It's going to be thrown deep. Will it land? Cairo actually pulled back at the last second. A brilliant read from him there. It does mean that he stays alive. But that is control of Bedroom given up. The Mozzie has the nitro cell and he throws it. Does he land it? No. They've spread out. Sequence cops a bit of damage, but the Breaching Torch is going to be there. A lot of damage, in fact, dealt to these attackers at the moment. Another Vulcan Shield drops. Sequence finds Cairo, giving themselves a man advantage. It's all kicking off. Archie finds second onto Matthias. It looks like it might all be over here for Orgless. Sequence was down. The real question is, are they going to be able to get him back up? And it does look like that will be the case. Can there be any sort of contest here out of Orgless? Barbed wire in the master bathroom will be destroyed. Pushing aggressively into Astro will be Jigsaw. Evil Eye is there just to try and slow things down. Smack it close by in support. They have everything they need. Nitro Cell does go up into Astro. Not going to connect onto anyone there either. And it looks like all that utility has been burnt. Geo is going to be concussed there. Flux Zeus does go down. Geo drops quickly as well. Finkel is the only one left. And it looks like it might be Skyfire taking out Season 3. Finkel, though, not going to go quietly. Fine sequence. He's looking for another one. Swings left. But yes, it is Skyfire securing the grand finals. They are your champions for Season 3. Cleaning it up solidly 3-0.
3-0, and that is for best of 5. That is, at least for me, that is quite unheard of. Usually you would see at least one map to be fully contested, but no, Skyfire came in here meaning full serious business and came and claim the whole series. Massive congratulations to them, to the Skyfire boys, for bringing this back. Once again, 3 double digits on the 3 players of Skyfire, whereas for Orgless, an unfortunate loss, but nonetheless, still a second place is still a pretty solid performance.
Yeah, definitely admirable from them. They did not go quietly. They took frags away. They took rounds away. It was, 7-5, 7-4, 7-5. So they did actually secure themselves 14 rounds out of the total, I believe it was 35. So not bad at all for them. They did take a couple of decent rounds as well. That would have been incredibly frustrating. But yeah, congratulations to Skyfire. They secured themselves as the champions of Season 3. And definitely looking solid going into the later stages of this year and other competitions that are going to be available for them as well. I know they play LPL Pro. And if they can bring that level of performance to that competition as well, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah, I'm genuinely quite keen to see them perform. We will be seeing them further down the line, like you mentioned, in more leagues. But yeah, I mean, that is a pretty quick closure, really, for Skyfire here.
Yeah, whatever was said to them by Old Gammo, the man in charge of the organization, definitely he lit a fire under them, and it definitely showed, because they were not here to muck around. They were playing seriously, and it was just on another level from them tonight.
Yeah. Well, that is pretty much just about it from us, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds in a row. Once again, congratulations to Skyfire. And that's it from us. My name was the Russian Cthulhu. I was joined and hosted by BluePanda. We'll catch you on in the next one. See you later, and take it easy.
Later, guys.